And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK Show. And this is going to be episode 187. And in this episode of the MSK Show, I'm going to be having a conversation with MugenLord. Once again, this is going to be his second appearance on this show. He's the second appearance on this show, actually. And I got a black man, so people can't say, oh, you don't have black guests on. Narrative defeated. This narrative that I literally am racist to black people is not true. I just call out black people bullshit. That's just noticing reality, guys. But nevertheless, we'll go over that stuff later. MugenLord is here today. We're going to talk about some interesting stuff that I didn't know about this guy before. And he had posted some stuff on Twitter. I need to talk to this man, but he was busy still doing his Venus Orion comic shit with vampire killers. That's still getting fulfilled. The digital copies are out. So if you did back digitally, they're out. But the physical copies will be out. What'd you say that in a couple of months, they'll be able to be shipped out, right?
It'll be out as soon as possible. I got the books came to my doorstep.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, the books came to my doorstep. Well, covers B, C, and D. Covers A will be here probably by the end of the week or on next Monday. So my goal is to start fulfillment this weekend for the covers that I already have, available right now. So hopefully I can start sending those off right away over the weekend, or start at least packaging them up and then have them ship out. Next week and stuff like that. So yeah, you get your books right away. You get your books right away. So yeah.
You know what's crazy? I had you on my Ironman podcast a long time ago. I had you on twice on this one. There's something we've never talked about. This baby mom situation that you brought up on Twitter. Because you're like me and you think about women. Women are always what's the best way to explain it about women? Women are all smoke and mirrors, in my opinion. They always do and say things that look great on the surface, kind of like a politician, but in reality, they don't want any of that shit. It's like the girls that say, oh, it's like the girls, what's the same with the marriage? Girls want a wedding, not a marriage kind of thing, So what's the story with this lady? So you ended up having a kid with her that you still have your daughter, right? She's like 17, 16 now, whatever.
Oh, yeah. She'll be 16.
It turns out in this situation, the mom's the deadbeat, which is crazy because the media only shits on deadbeat dads, which they shit on. I don't think it's good at all. But they never actually shine the light on the deadbeat moms that aren't there for their kids. And in your situation, it was the mom that ended up basically just not staying there and didn't want to be a mom. So I'll start from the beginning. I remember asking this stuff. How did you meet this person?
MySpace.
MySpace. Jesus Christ, you're old.
No, let me tell you something about MySpace, bro. MySpace. Back then, this is where social media was like brand new. Like it's like a brand new discovery. Mm-hmm. And that was like the ultimate dating app. And it all started with my brother Keo. He started a MySpace profile first. And almost every week he was bringing a new girl to the house, or he was going to a new girl's house. It was the ultimate hookup. Like it was like I said, when the internet was brand new, everybody was just hooking up, because it's like you got a profile picture up. You stylize your MySpace page, throw your own music on there. You can pretty much put your whole life story on there. So it was like a brand new way of meeting people and stuff and making new friends, but ultimately to hook up and stuff like that. So I remember my brother Keo and had got our cousins and everybody started making, because first he was clowning my brother. Who's doing online dating? Because it's like back then that was rare. Like online dating, that shit sounds stupid. Because back in the day you had to walk up to a chick and embarrass yourself and stuff like that, shoot your shot. But now you're doing it over the internet. So they was clowning my brother, but my brother, he kept coming back with brand new chicks and stuff. And I'll say the other story later, because I remember one time he brought home this Italian chick and couldn't find out she was a mob boss daughter. And we didn't know. And we had that. My dad and them said, no, you guys and then he asked, because she was beautiful. She came in and my dad and my mom would get to talking with her and stuff. And then we found out that her dad was a mob boss. And he's like, yo, she probably over here to piss her dad off. You guys, son, you gotta let her go. Like, we don't want none of that drama over here. But anyway, yeah, man. So they was clowning my brother about it, and then all of a sudden my cousins started doing it, making profiles and stuff. I was the last one. Keo kept telling me, said, yo, bro, like, I'm about to go to college soon. I'm about to be a freshman. This is back in 2005 or whatever like that. And my brother was like, yo, man, nah, fuck it. I'm gonna make you a profile. So my brother made me a profile and everything, and he put it together. And I just left it there. You know what I'm saying? I never used it, never bothered it or whatever like that. And then all of a sudden, I started my first semester at freshman. And then it was the second semester, freshman, where I was home for the summer, had a family reunion and everything. And out of nowhere, I get this message because now my brother Keo's now about to go to college now because I'm the oldest brother. So now that year, he's about to go to college and start his freshman semester. I'm a year older than him. So all of a sudden I get this message. I mean, it's this bad chick. I mean, she's bad as hell. And then, so I looked at the profile and stuff. I thought she was like a bot. This is like when bots were wasn't like a brand new, like it was still like a concept. She looked like an ad, like her picture. It was a black and white picture. I seen her profile. She's Macedonian, and beautiful long hair, and she's laying in the bed, and she just has her bra on, but you only see the top part. You don't see anything else. You just see the cleavage part, but you don't see anything else. And she sent me a message, and she said, "Oh my God, you're so sexy. You're so cute. This, that, and the third." She just kept sending me messages. I said, she can't be real. Like, no way in the world this girl is real at all. This has to be some type of bot or something like that. And then she just kept DMing me and stuff like that. And I wouldn't respond at first. And I said, all right, let me just give it a try. I asked her, I said, are you real? She said, huh? She started laughing. I said, of course I'm real or whatever. And she's like, so we get to talking. And I said, listen, I'm about to take me and my family about to go take my brother up to his college campus for the first time. And we about to drop him off. And I said, listen, the following week, I'm about to go back and start my second semester, freshman semester or whatever like that. And she was like, oh, so I won't be able to see you and stuff. So I was like, well, it's still another week before I have to go. And that's when she sent me her phone number. Like she sent me her phone number. I sent mine to her or whatever like that. So when I sent it to her, she called me right away or whatever. And she was like, I really want to see you. I really want to see you. We had what day you want to you want to see me? And I was like, well, I got to go shopping and everything, get my supplies and all this other type of stuff. I said, how about the day before I leave and go back to campus and stuff? And she said, okay, that's perfect, bet. So I was secretive about it. I didn't even tell my cousins, I didn't tell my dad, I didn't tell my mom, I didn't tell nobody about it. I was acting so secretive. So my dad, before I left the house, my dad said, son, where you about to go? I was like, oh, I'm about to step out real quick. Or like that, and I'm more so in the house most of the time. My brothers are the ones that go out. Like my brother Keel's the one that goes on adventures outside. Every once in a while, I hang out with my boys and go out and stuff. But I'm more so in the house. So it's kind of strange to my dad and my mom that I'm going out, especially by myself, and I'm not with my brother or my boys. You know what I'm saying? So I leave. So she told me to meet her at the park on South Street because she lived right near Gino's Cheesesteak, right across from it, down on Reed Street. So I walk all the way down there, and I must have walked by her like 3 times because she was at the park. And the reason why I walked by her 3 times because the pictures didn't do her no justice. Her real life looked even better than the pictures.
Oh yeah, it's all okay, yeah.
It did her no justice at all. She looked even better, and she looked completely different than with the pictures that I saw. She was that damn like drop dead gorgeous. She was just beautiful. Never seen any female like this ever. So I'm walking by her, and she's on the swinging and stuff, just sitting there and everything. So I'm walking
start of a porno or something.
Yeah, she's on the swings and stuff, but she had her cousin Jamie with her. This blonde chick. So I see these 2 white girls is there over like that on the swing, and even her cousin is gorgeous too. Like I'm like, where do these chicks come from? I've never seen these chicks before. So I'm walking by. And then I stopped. I said, that has to be her. I said, she keeps staring at me every time I walk by the park. So I finally go into the park, and she smiles at me and stuff. And then she looks at me, and then she pats on the other swing, telling me like to sit on the swing next to her and stuff. So I sit on the swing next to her, and her cousin Jamie all giggling and whispering to her and stuff like that, saying, oh, he's cute and all that type of stuff. So she turns around, she looks at me, I look back at her. We talk for a little bit, then we get up, and she said, listen, I got to go to Rite Aid to the pharmacy to develop some pictures. Because you still had the digital cameras, but people were still developing pictures and shit back then and stuff like that. So I said, yeah, you want to come? So like, yeah, sure. So we went to the Rite Aid, and then she gave me one of her pictures where it was a picture that she was at the park, and she's posing there in this car with her cousin or whatever like that. Then she gave me another picture by herself and stuff. And, we talking, we flirting, and she just kept tapping, poking at me and stuff like that. you know, like stuff that girls do. You know, it was cute. It was cute and stuff. Then we went to McDonald's and we sat down. We ate at McDonald's and stuff. And she just kept blushing every time she looked at me and stuff. And then so she was like, oh, I can't wait to see you again. Like, when do you come back and stuff? I was like, well, I come back home for fall break or whatever like that, so we can see each other again. And she said, yeah, I would definitely love to see you again and stuff. And she just kept blushing, her face like turning red and shit like that. And then, you know, we gave each other a hug, and her cousin saying, oh, and all this other type of stuff. So I go home. So come to find out, my dad got in the car and followed me to see where I was going, to make sure I was cool with like that, because he said I was being secretive. He didn't know where I was going. Once he seen that I was with a chick, he just took off and left and stuff like that. So he told me, yeah, son, I saw you. He said, I wanted to make sure you was cool or whatever like that, because you was being so secretive and stuff. And he said, once I seen you was with the chick, he just drove off and stuff and went back home. So that night, she sends me a text message and said, yo, like, I think I'm in love. Like, I think I love you. She literally told me like that night that she loves me and stuff like that. Now, remind you, I'm 19 years old and I'm a virgin. Like I was a virgin. Like my brother, the second oldest, like my brother Keo, he lost his virginity before I did.
Yeah.
Like back when he was like just getting out of middle school and shit like that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so I'm the oldest and still a virgin and stuff like that. And now this hot, like this beautiful chick, beautiful green eyes and stuff like that. This chick was like, and her name is Hera. So she's named after the Greek goddess of love and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So her name Hera. And I'm like, this chick is like a goddess and shit like that. I said, well, why would she pick me of all people and stuff like that? What did she see in me and shit? But yeah. So we fast forward to the fall break or what like that. And this time she's like, yeah, I would like to stay a night at your house if that's okay. So yeah. I said, oh well, I'm losing my virginity. I'm about to lose my virginity, whatever that.
That's how that goes.
It was all set. It was all setting up and stuff like that. And plus, my parents and them wasn't going to be there because my brother Keo at his college, they had homecoming. So my parents, it was going to be away. So my mom and dad said, you take care, have fun. And they got a chance to meet her. And everything. And they gave her a hug and stuff and welcomed her into the house and the family and stuff. She got to meet my little brother and everything. So they all left. They all left that night to go stay the night of the weekend.
Yeah.
So just me and her. You know what I'm saying? So I got my first kiss from I kissed her. I kissed the girl for the first time. She was my first and stuff. And even when I went in for the kiss and she took it, she absorbed all of it. And yeah. And at first I was nervous. I was like, maybe she don't like it, maybe if I fuck it up. But no, like she all moaning and stuff, her face turning red, and she ready to take me upstairs and stuff like that. Just by kissing
take some BBC. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So, but this is where the flags started coming in. And me being a virgin, this is the first time I'm actually like a chick. Like I had girlfriends, but they were like at school. You know what I'm saying? My girlfriends in school. They're not girlfriends I see after school, go out and stuff. So I'm like, so yeah, this should have been the first red flag for me, but I'm so messed up by this chick. So what happened was the phone rings, her cell phone rings. All I hear is this noise, like, bitch, where the fuck are you at? This is that and the third. He said, and I'm like, what? I'm like, who the fuck is that? It's right after we kissed or like that.
Yeah.
And she was like, Mom, chill, like what's going on? He said, bitch, I know you took that. I know you took it from me. Where is it? I'm like, took what? Like, what the fuck is going on? And she's laughing at her as her mom is calling her bitches and stuff. She's laughing at her mom. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm sitting there confused. And she's like, hold up. So she goes out in the hallway and said, Mom, I don't know what you're talking about. But she's laughing while she's saying it. I don't know what the fuck she took from her mom or whatever like that. She took something from her. I don't know what it is. So she's laughing while her mom is so loud. She's not even on the speakerphone. That's how loud she is. I can hear her mom calling her all kinds of bitches and saying, I know you took it from me. I know you got it. Give it to me and stuff like that. And he said, Mom, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm with my man right now. I'll talk to you when I get home. So I was like, okay. So she comes back into the room. She sits down. We in the living room. She sits back on the couch. So I was like, is everything cool? And he said, oh, my mom, she's just acting. She's that's just her being her and stuff like that. Don't worry about it and stuff. and then we started making out again.
Yeah,
and everything. So that whole day we watching movies and stuff. I know, like, you know, around at night, this is where everything's gonna go down. I'm about to lose my virginity. So yeah, that night I lose my virginity and everything and stuff. And I'm like, oh man, I feel like a man and all this other type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so you know, everything.
Wait, and then after that night, you ended up as a couple, like an official couple, right?
So we was already official couple that day. That time I met her, and then she said she loved me. She said we solidified it right there. Like, she said, I want to be your woman and all this other type of stuff. So we solidified.
So then later on, she ends up telling you she's pregnant.
So now check this out. Now I go back to school, right?
Yeah.
So I'm on cloud 9, and this is where things started getting fucked up. I got my luggage and stuff. I took the bus back. It's like an 8-hour trip back up there to Mansfield. The bus trips take 8 hours. It's only a 4-hour ride from Philly, but taking the bus is 8 hours. So, you know, she gives me a kiss, and I see her off and stuff like that. Then my parents take me to the bus stop, the Susquehanna station, and I go back up to Mansfield and stuff. So this is where everything started just going downhill. So what happened was, I'm on the bus. I falls asleep, and it's like a stop. There's a stop at Williamsport, and once you get off, after you get at that stop, you get off that one, get your luggage, and then get on the final bus to take you to Mansfield. So I get to Williamsport. Soon I get off the Williamsport bus, I go try to look for my luggage. My luggage is missing. Somebody stole my luggage. Somebody stole my fucking luggage. It had my external hard drive with my Mugen content on it. It had my homework on it. I had all these fitteds. I had Rockaware shirts. I had all this stuff. All my clothes is gone. All of it that I bought was gone. Somebody stole my luggage. So they had everybody. Everybody was looking around for it. The bus people was looking for it. Somebody stole my fucking luggage. It's gone. Mm-hmm. So now I'm frustrated because I said, yo, my external hard drives is on there. All my Mugen stuff was on there. Like, what the fuck? And then my favorite hats that I had, my favorite shirts that I had, my jeans, they were all gone. I said, I can't believe this shit. So now I'm frustrated or whatever. So I get back to the dorm room, mad as shit. So then I call my girlfriend. I call Hera up, and she asked me what was wrong. So I told her what was wrong because I'm upset. And the thing was, like, she was nonchalant about it. She didn't even, like, she was making jokes of it and being nonchalant. And she can clearly hear that I'm frustrated that my shit got stolen, and she's making light of it. So that pissed me off. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, she was like a totally different. You know how I said how she was like doing her mom like that? She started doing me like she did me like that.
Before you go for the story, Miss Sparkle said, "What did she take?" That was she was laughing at her mom when she was calling her.
I don't know. I still to this day I don't know. still to this day. Still,
God.
Yeah, still to this day I don't even know what she took from her mom.
So that was the first red flag. Something bad happened to you, and she thought it was just funny that this bad thing happened to you.
Yeah. She was like, how she was nonchalant to her mom. She was nonchalant to me. I'm like, yo, like, how's that? Like, why are you acting like that? I'm fucking upset. I'm fucking mad. Like, I'm furious.
Yeah,
and you making light of it like it's no big fucking deal. So that really frustrated me. And then when I got upset about it that she was doing that to me, then she started trying to gaslight. Then she got upset at me because I'm upset at her about the whole situation.
Oh God,
she flipped that shit back on me and stuff. So now we got into our first argument. We got into our first fucking argument right after having a good time. Right after me losing my virginity, right after we went out to dinner, we hooked up and all kinds of stuff. And now we get into our first argument and shit like that. And she tried to make like I was the bad guy for me getting mad at her for her doing what she just did to me and shit like that. So that night didn't end well. So I didn't talk for her the rest of the night and stuff. So then, like I said, she was like my first girlfriend. So I didn't hear from her. She didn't call me for the next 2 to 3 days. Didn't hear nothing from her. She didn't answer her phone and shit like that. So I'm like, what's going on? And now I'm losing concentration and focus. Like I said, this is my first girlfriend and stuff. And like I said, man, fellas, do not prioritize a female, dog. Like, be on your grind, be on your mission. And the thing is, I wish I got that experience when I was in school, going through school from middle school I had my little crushes and stuff, but I never had a girlfriend. Now I'm getting a girlfriend while in college. And, I'm so late. I'm a late bloomer at the time and shit like that. So now my head is all over the place. I'm confused and shit. I lost my virginity. And I'm sitting there like, why is she like, she's not answering her phone. We also talk on Yahoo Messenger. She's not even answering that shit either. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So after that, she finally calls me. She calls me, like, she texts my phone while I was in class. And like I said, guys, do not make females your priority and stuff, man. Don't ever put them on a pedestal. Don't value them more than yourself, because that's how they lose respect for you and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm new to this, you know what I'm saying, at the time, before I got this experience that I have now, you know what I'm saying? Now I know how to manage women and know how to deal with them and stuff. But back then, it's my first time, so, and I'm a year older than her too. So, so what happened was I left class. She sent me a text message. I left in the middle of class. I didn't even copy the homework or anything. I left in the middle of class when she texted me. And now I feel like an idiot just thinking about this stuff. Like, I was so simpish and shit like that at that time, and didn't know any better. So I leave class, answer the text message. We get to talking, and she's like, "Oh, I just wanted to apologize. I didn't mean to upset you and stuff. I was being a bitch, and you were right." And all this other type of stuff. And she said, "Baby, I miss you, and I can't wait to see you again," this, that, and the third. So everything was cool. We went back to everything being normal and stuff. So then, like, a day or two go by. I'm in my room doing my homework, and all of a sudden, I'm talking to her. She calls me. We talk on the phone, and then while we start talking, I hear this banging in the background in her house, in her apartment where she lived with her mom. And then she whispered, like, "Shh, be quiet, be quiet." So I was like, "Be quiet because of what?" I said, "What's that banging in the back there?" She said, "It's my ex-boyfriend. Like, he's been stalking me. Like, he's been coming to the house and stuff like that." So I knew nothing about this. And this is another thing I tell you guys, man. Chicks would not be upfront about who she knows, who she been with. She keeps all that from you, because if she come out and tell you the truth about a lot of things, she's afraid that you're going to deny her and walk away and say, "Yo, I don't want to deal with this shit."
Yep.
So they will hide that stuff. They will hide their history. Like I said, women will hide their history. When you start dating her, her history comes back. And if as long as you stay with her, whatever bullshit that she did back then is going to get your ass too, as long as you stay with her.
She was young too, right? People are factoring. Older women have a lot of baggage, but younger women have baggage too. It's nothing.
Yeah.
Older ones have more because they're fucking older. But goddamn.
Yeah. So I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what's going? I'm like, I said, "What do you mean your ex-boyfriend?" She never told me about an ex-boyfriend and shit like that.
Of course they don't. They just conveniently don't do it because it's just
yeah. So now I'm sitting there. I'm in Mansfield. There's nothing I can do. She's home. I'm up here. So now I'm like, "Yo, like, why is he banging on your door?" He said, "He's been stalking me, this, that, and the third." After I told her, I'm like, "I don't want to deal with him no more," all this other type of stuff. So he would come there and she would be quiet and don't answer it. She'll turn on everything off, hoping that he'd leave. He would leave and shit like that. So a couple of days, so we got to Christmas break. We get near Christmas break, and it just so happened that this motherfucker showed back up and started knocking on her door while I was home during break. So I say, "Yo, is he still there?" She's like, "Yeah, he's still there." So I went around to her house, and he had no idea who I was. I fucked him up, beat his ass and shit like that, and never saw him again. Never saw him again. So now I'm beating niggas' asses. Now she got me some shit. Now check this out. Now
you're not beating the black guys or violent allegations.
So I beat his ass and shit like that. So now this is what she doesn't tell me. Now she comes over for Christmas break. She's staying at my house for the Christmas break and stuff like that. So we get to talking. I want to know, who the hell is this dude? So his name is Troy. She tells me that the guy that I just beat up, he's a member of the Bloods, the gang, the Bloods. He's a Bloods member. So I said, "Wait a minute, I just got finished beating somebody the fuck up that's in the Bloods. So now I gotta watch my fucking back." Like so I couldn't find out. Now she started telling me what she did in the past. Her boyfriend was in the Bloods, and she would go hang out with her boyfriend and his crew. And they would rob and steal. They would rob people and steal shit from people. So now I'm sitting there like, I'm like, this white chick, what the fuck? I'm like, but when you look at her, you don't think she's that type of chick. When you look at her, like, you do not think that she's that type of chick at all. So I'm like, what the fuck? So now I said, I didn't tell my brothers. I was scared to tell my brothers. I was scared to tell my dad and them because I didn't want them to worry. So now when I go out, I gotta watch my back to see if these niggas gonna one day pull up on me, because I finished beating up one of their crew members and shit like that. So this was red flag number 2. I should have got the fuck out of there why I still couldn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm still in cloud 9. This chick got my head and stuff like that. So she's telling me not to worry about it and this, that, and the third. Then she started coming out even more, telling me about her past. Now, come to find out that this chick not only was dating a dude that was in the Bloods, well, as she said that when she met him, he introduced her to his mother. His own mother told her, don't fuck with my son. He's bad news. Like, don't fuck with him. Said, you a good girl. She was a straight A student at the time. You a good girl and stuff. Like, I don't know why you dealing with my son. Leave him alone. He's no good for you. And she didn't listen to her. And here's the funny thing. Her mother was telling me to leave her alone. When I went to go meet her mother, she was saying, like, she told me, her mom told me, leave my daughter alone. She's going to ruin your life. That's what her mom told me and stuff. But me thinking that, them two don't got a good relationship. They always fighting with each other and stuff. So I'm thinking that, maybe her mom hating and some shit like that. Because I know mothers that do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm starting to see it for myself. So, yeah. So come to find out, she tells me that her boyfriend, one day she walked in and her boyfriend, who's the blood dude or like that, was cheating on her. She walked in on him cheating and stuff. And they got into an argument and he put his hands on her, started beating on her and stuff like that. But she didn't leave him or whatever. So what happened was she ends up meeting this other dude on MySpace or whatever. And that dude liked my girl. This is before she met me. This is all before she met me and stuff. And his MySpace name was named Smarty. So Smarty was like, yo, like I want you to be mine, this, that, and the third. Like, I'll fuck him up for you and all this other type of stuff. So what happened was she ended up setting up her boyfriend, and Smarty showed up and beat him. And Smarty showed up with his crew and beat her boyfriend up because, like I said, her boyfriend was cheating on her and stuff like that. So he was thinking that if I beat him the fuck up and stuff, like, she gonna be mine. After he beat him up and shit like that, she didn't go with him. She just used him to beat him up and shit like that. And yeah. So her boyfriend finds out that she set it up and then started beating her ass more and shit like that. So then there's another guy within the crew. His name is Ivan and shit like that. There's another guy in the crew that was her boyfriend's best friend, like his right hand. So he was in love with her. His right hand was in love with her. So to get back at him, she slept with his friend to get back at him. And then she ended up getting pregnant by him. This is stuff that she's telling me. I'm like, red flag, red flag, red flag. I'm thinking all this shit. She's telling me about all this stuff. I'm like, yo, move, like, and I'm like, this is like 19-year-old me at the time and shit like that. So I'm sitting there like, this is all red flags. So she got pregnant or whatever like that. Her mom told her to abort the kid and shit like that.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So, she said, yeah. She said she wanted to kill herself, so she overdosed trying to kill herself. And then she said she woke up in the hospital and she also had a miscarriage and shit like that. So she didn't have the baby. She ended up not fucking with him or the other dude that got her pregnant and shit. And then she told me, then she had to go see a psychiatrist or whatever like that. She meets the psychiatrist. The psychiatrist told her to stay off of MySpace, stay off these social media things or whatever like that. It's not good for you or anything of the sort or whatever like that. You need to, get your life together and stuff like that. And she said, yeah, I was going for like 2 weeks to see the psychiatrist and stuff. And then I just stopped going. And then my cousin Jamie convinced me to get back on MySpace. She got back on MySpace and she found my dumb ass. So after all that mess, she finds me. So when I got with her, she just got finished that episode.
But isn't that just a classic woman thing? Like, they know something was really bad for them, the therapist even says, don't do that. But they just have this knack in their brain that attracts them to crazy shit.
Yeah,
even
man.
though she just went through all that. It's just a common woman thing. They're just attracted to drama and danger. I'll never understand it.
Yeah, man. And when she told me all this stuff, dude, it was fucking hard to digest. I didn't know what to say or what to do. But the dumbass, you know, as a man and as a male and stuff, you got this thing in your head that, yo, I won't be a superhero. I can save her. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that I got in my head, that I can pull her away from this. You know, I can be this better boyfriend and show her that, I'm not like all guys. I won't ever put my hands on you and never beat you up and do all that crazy shit or whatever like that. But man, me being this guy,
did she have single daddy issues? I can tell she had daddy issues.
No, I didn't get to that part. I didn't get to that part. I didn't get to that. I didn't get.
Oh, before you go,
go ahead.
MugenLord is also streaming this episode to his side, his YouTube channel, his side of the internet. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, which is mine, you can do that. I dropped the link there in the chat. So if you were seeing it stream from his channel, that's because he chose to dual stream it. That's why. You know, I do notice you guys in the chat. Don't worry, I do see you there. But you guys know we're two white black guys, so that's how you know we weren't gonna start slinging N-words. You know, I know you guys are comfortable with that watching the rap videos. Like, these guys don't talk how they do in the rap videos. I don't speak like that. I don't think I've ever spoken like that in my entire life. MugenLord did, because he lives in Philadelphia, and they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
sounds crazy. Their city is absolutely demented. They'll burn their whole city down if they win. I'll never get it. I'll never get it.
Yeah, man. That's Philly. That's Philly.
That's because everyone. Oh, we all watch movies. Movies have that thing where the guy wants to save the girl and he gets her at the end of it. Movies are damaging for that shit.
The Disney movies didn't just affect girls, but Disney movies and these soap operas and these TV shows like Friends and all that type of stuff, that also fuck with, you know, boys and young males and stuff like that. It's this Hollywood fantasy thing. You think everything is going to play out like a movie. You know, if you do these things, the girl's going to respect you or the girl's going to fall in love with you. And it does not go that way. The woman does the opposite. Like I said on my YouTube channel, you know, you go out here, you know, trying to be Cloud from Final Fantasy to save Tifa, but Tifa actually in love with Sephiroth. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the opposite. You know, you Aladdin trying to save Jasmine, but Jasmine's actually in love with Jafar.
Yeah, they're actually tricking you. Like, in some of these movies, especially the older Disney ones, we have the prince and the girl. They have you like a white knight, but girls don't want that white knight shit. Because Miss Sparkles asked, why do girls like bad guys? It's not even the fact that they, I would say, like bad guys. It's more of like an infatuation or like a lust thing. So like, girls want stuff they can't have. Like, they'll go after dudes that are obviously not even in their league, but they think that if they just kind of just throw it at them, they'll obviously the guy's going to take it because, you know, why the fuck would you not? But then they think if they do that, the guy's going to want to be with them because they have all this stuff, like expensive cars, makes like $100K a year, 6 feet tall. But then that guy, like you said, they don't want that girl. They already got a child mom, or they already got a bunch of side chicks, you know?
Yeah.
And then they don't want them to the point where it's like, they're like, oh, damn, I just wasted my time on this guy who doesn't want to be with me. Too late. You don't want to be with that guy that works at Starbucks or the guy that works at a fucking supermarket or something. Because that's the thing. They don't want the guy that works at a Starbucks. They don't want a barista. They want a guy who's 6 feet, making $100K a year, got 2 cars and shit. They don't want that other dude.
Oh yeah, because I mean, social media, especially today, social media did badly damage on both men and women, but more so women, specifically women and stuff like that. It heightened that urge and stuff like that to want the top male and stuff, because now she has access to the top male. Because like I said before, women only had access to the guys that were in their communities back in the day. That's why I noticed the difference between going out meeting chicks when I was growing up. It's totally different today. You know what I'm saying? Because growing up, I had to go in my neighborhood, I had to be in my community. I had to actually go up and approach a chick. You know what I'm saying? To talk to a girl or whatever. Now it's the other way around. Now she don't have to. Now girls, I've seen girls say, "Yo, I find it kind of creepy and weird. Guys just coming up to talk to me." Now chicks would rather just talk to a guy on social media and deal with it from there. So now what's going on is, now that social media is available, she has access to men outside of her community. So now she's gonna be able to find the top guy or find the guy that's outside our community. So now what happens is she ends up dating that guy or sleeping with this guy. So now she's pulled out of the community. That's one less female that a guy has to compete for within this pool, because she's been taken out of that pool and now she's in a pool.
And to add to your point, the internet has gassed up every single mid-looking girl that you would probably classify as a 6 out of 10, and they make their egos so big they think they're a 9 out of 10. So those average mid girls ain't serious anymore.
Perfect example. Perfect example. Growing up, a fat bitch or ugly bitch, they knew their place. They knew they were
did.
Ugly.
They did. That's why they had good personalities.
That's why they could. Yeah, they had good person. That's why they had to work on their personalities. But they knew their place. They knew that they couldn't get an 8 or a 9 or a dude that's a 10 and stuff like that. They knew where their level was at, and they will hang around their friends who were good looking, the hoping whatever she didn't want, she would get the leftovers. They knew their place. But with social media, you got so many dudes out there simping for mid-level to even below mid, and now these chicks that's so low, now they think they're like goddesses because there's so many dudes. Oh, you're beautiful, or this is that and the other, and sending them DMs, sending them dick pics, and all this other type of stuff. So now this chick that's a 3, now she feels so good, her ego is so boosted. Now she think that she can get a fucking 8, a 9, or dude that's a 10, instead of being with a guy that's in her range. That's the crazy part about it and stuff.
Also, to add to your point, it's not just the way it was back in the day, because you know how you said earlier, which made sense, where the guy had to approach the girl. It's way different now with social media. That guy, if her DMs are open, you have like hundreds. Imagine this, guys, as picture this guy. Imagine 10 dudes DMing a girl every day. That's a 6 out of 10 that she's beautiful every day. Yeah. Every time she posts a tweet, every single time she posts a picture of herself, they're calling her the best looking chick ever. Her ego's definitely going to get inflated. Yeah, if anyone thinks it's not true, you're delusional.
Look, I have a daughter. I love it. I have a daughter. You know what I'm saying? And and that's my baby mom right there.
Oh wow, huh?
Yeah. So yeah, man. So the thing is, huh?
Any sex? Yeah, asking for a friend. You know what I mean?
Of course, I got.
You feel? Oh hell yeah! Kiss ball. Yep.
Man, and thing is, like, I never share that stuff, this personal stuff. But
obviously,
I got sex tapes of all the chicks I've been with. I always like I give her a copy too, like, so she have it and stuff. So
no, because you know how earlier someone said what straight guy would turn down some sex? No, you guys missed the point. The guy who's more successful, who has like he's 6 feet, 100K, all this stuff. What happens is, it's called like understanding your level. These girls are literally just throwing pussy at these older dudes because that's all they can offer. When in reality, those guys are never going to see those women as waifu material or a girl they're ever going to marry. That's just a lay for them. But then they get older, and then they're like, damn, where'd all the good guys go? All those good guys they passed up for that other guy that they wanted when they were younger, all got married. They're all moving on. They don't want you anymore.
And here's the crazy thing. Like looking at social media, I'm saying, like, I've been around since MySpace. I've seen how even the not so attractive dudes, and I was looking at in the earlier times, they were getting chicks. It was almost like an even distribution of people hooking up. But now, as social media became the primary source of hooking up, now it kind of like shifted. Now women are only going after a certain echelon of men. So now you got a pool of dudes that's just not getting the ass at all. So now these dudes are that's what makes dudes even thirstier, because they don't even have straps. True. So any girl that shows up, she can be fat, ugly, or whatever like that. He just wanted his dick wet. He's just trying to get it wet. You know what I'm saying? And that's where a lot of the social media I'm just telling you, though, social media just really
being the average looking guy is even worse on social media, because now girls, because it was revealed that on dating apps, girls only swipe for what, top 0.1% of dudes.
And just to put out, and not to get it, especially with me, like me, I don't have I don't have bad luck with women, so I've never had an issue with that. I'm just seeing it from what all the younger men that surround me that has these issues and stuff like that. And I see that stuff. But as far as like me hooking up with a chick, I never really had an issue hooking up with a chick. Most chicks pursue me. I don't really go. Like every once in a while, I will shoot my shot, but most time chicks would shoot their shot at me or whatever like that. But so to go back to the story,
you're fine. Yeah.
So after that happened, man, she told me that story about her ex and all that type of stuff. I'm like, yo, she's a walking red flag, bro. get the fuck out of here. And my dumb ass I thought she had got pregnant because me and her, after a while, we started having sex without condoms. My dumb ass, she convinced me because she kept saying that, I don't really like condoms and stuff like that. I want to feel all of you and all this other type of stuff and everything. So my dumb ass went on and did that and everything. And then her period didn't come on for she was like a week or something like that. So now I'm getting nervous. I'm like, oh my God, I got her pregnant and stuff like that. And I end up telling my dad about it, and my dad was pissed or whatever. My dad was fucking pissed. Like, son, what the fuck is wrong with you? I didn't raise you this way. Like what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? I got everything lined up for you, college and everything. Like, what are you doing? Why are you trying to you're just trying to mess your life up and stuff like that? So and so I'm not telling your mother like that. Because I had to get the pregnancy test or whatever like that. Because so my dad takes me down to the pharmacy. I get the pregnancy test and stuff like that for her. And then nope, she wasn't pregnant. It just came late. it came late. So I was like, oh, that was a close call, but it still didn't take me out of the fire. So yeah, man, I go back to college. My grades start slipping up because my head is all over the place. And then the next argument that we got into was that she wanted to get a belly button piercing or whatever like that. And she asked me, how do you think I would look with a belly button piercing? I said, I'm not really a piercing guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, your ears is fine. Like, thanks for asking me, but I'm not really into that. In my personal opinion, I don't think you should get the belly button piercing. And then she got mad. Well, I really want it. And I'm like, well, I don't want you to. Like, I would like for you not to get it and stuff like that. So yeah, so we got into an argument about the whole belly button piercing or whatever like that. So I come home for the next break, around her birthday. Come home, she comes over to the house, and she's like, babe, look what I got. She pulled up her shirt. She got a belly button piercing. So I was like, okay, so she didn't hear what I was. She didn't consider how I felt and stuff like that. But okay. So she got the belly button piercing and stuff like that. She was talking about how much she liked it and stuff. So days were going by. And one time she woke up crying, saying that her the piercing was irritating her or whatever like that. She was getting like the rash around it and stuff like that. She had to keep putting the ointment on it. And then every time she put her pants on, her pants would yank on it. So now she's crying and complaining about the damn belly button piercing. Now at this point, I told her, I was like, look, I don't even want to hear you complaining about it. I didn't even want you to get the shit. So you got it, and now you're complaining about how much it irritates your skin and all this other type of stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I don't even want to hear it. Like I don't want to hear it because I didn't want you to get it to begin with, but you got it anyway. Yeah. So whatever you say is going over through one ear out the other. I don't want to hear it. So go complain to your mom about it because I don't want to hear it. So yeah, now me and her, now we constantly fighting now. We're constantly going back and forth, fighting with one another and stuff. So now she got rid of the belly button piercing. She just took it. She took it out and didn't want to do it. Yeah. Instead, she decided to go get a piercing underneath her under her lip part right here. Oh, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you what the fuck are you doing? Like you just doing shit just to do shit. You know what I'm saying?
But she's going through some sort of like identity crisis or some shit.
Yeah. So now when we kiss, it was causing her pain, the piercing and shit like that. So now we can't even kiss like that because the damn thing or whatever like that, and then it started swollen and shit. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like she just don't listen to shit. She just do what the fuck she want to do, even after I'm explaining stuff to her, trying to convince her, and she just want to do what the fuck she want to do. So after that, one day I went down to see her, and she also like to go shopping. She like to go thrift shopping. She goes like the Goodwill and stuff like that, and she like getting like those bargains and stuff like that. So I go to the Goodwill with her. So while I'm in there, next thing you know, she grabs me and throws me through a pile of clothes and stuff. And she said, "Wait, stay there." I'm like, "What the fuck is going on now?" And she says, "My dad." Now she don't live with her dad. She lives with her mom. I live like that. So I'm like, "Why I'm high?" I'm like, "I don't give a fuck. I don't care about your dad. Like, wow, But like that, she said, stay here. Like now she's petrified of her dad or whatever. So after that, she hurries up and runs me out of the place and stuff. So that's when she finally gives me a backstory about her dad. So now I'm finding out that her father used to touch her when she was young and stuff like that. So yeah, so she was going through molestation and stuff like that when she was young from her dad, and also from her uncle and from her uncles when she was younger and stuff like that. So yeah, so now I'm like, okay, I'm dealing with a chick that got a lot of fucking trauma and stuff, and her father was abusive to her mom, and when her mom had the chance to leave and escape, she left, but left her daughter and her sons there with him. Now she's Macedonian, so she comes from a Muslim background, so where the women ain't really shit of like that. So she had to iron her father's clothes. Her little and her brothers are above her, even though she's the oldest. You know, she has to respect her brothers and stuff like that. So she has to cook, clean for them. And when she used to go to work, she had to give her check to her dad and all this other type of stuff. So she tells me all this stuff. She said, yeah, my mom left me with him, and all this type of stuff was done to me when I was young and all this other type of stuff. So I was like, yo, I said, so this chick got a lot of baggage. This chick got a lot of trauma. So that's why this chick is doing all this crazy stuff, especially when these chicks are touched young. They become promiscuous very early at an early age. They do all kinds of wild shit. So I said, this is what I'm dealing with. And here my dumb ass thinking I can still change this shit or whatever like that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, as you can hear this story, you were saying like, yo, MugenLord, you was a dumbass or whatever like that. I was, you know, it took a very long time for me to get it together. But to fast forward a bit more, I got to know her a bit more about her past with her mom and stuff like that, and her dad and everything. And so yeah, so it got to the point where she actually started living at my house. My parents allowed her to stay there and stuff.
What?
My mom, yeah, my
wait
mom.
Wait a minute. Yeah. You had all these red flags, and you let her stay at your house.
Yeah, her mom, like every time she used to get into a fight with her mom would kick her out the house. So she had nowhere to stay. So it got to the point where she'd been staying at my house so much. She's like, you might as well just bring some of your stuff here. And so now, after a while, now my mom is teaching her things and stuff like that. So my mom has become like a mother to her and stuff like that. She's learning a lot of things and stuff. Now my brothers and my sisters they're like siblings to her. So she got a family here and stuff. Going, you know, it took her to church, doing all kinds of stuff, and things was looking up for her. So then I later found out that she dropped out of high school in her senior year. So she don't even have a high school diploma or whatever like that. So I found out she don't even have a high school diploma. So then what my mom did was my mom found a program for her to finish, and she'd be able to get her high school diploma within 1 year and stuff like that. So my mom found the program and stuff, and her mom called and stuff. It was thanking my mom and stuff. So my mom and her mom ended up connecting, becoming friends, talking. They would talk over the phone and stuff. So my parents was doing all kinds of stuff for the strength of me, on the strength of me. That's what they was doing it, because they loved me and stuff like that. And they would, because my mom like wanted her to go at some point. And my dad said to me, I'm not trying to connect with this chick, you know, like treat her like my daughter and stuff, because I'm not sure if you're going to break up with her and stuff like that. And they was only doing this on the strength of me and stuff like that. And I'm the oldest son, you know, so they like, especially when it comes to my dad and stuff, like me and my dad is this tight and stuff. So so what happened was my mom found the program. My mom and dad would drop her off at the program. So now weeks go by and everything. So we at the house or whatever, and her mom calls once again, cussing her the fuck out. Loud as shit we can hear. So my mom takes the phone from my girl and it's like, yo, what's going on? So my mom gets to talking with her mom. They arguing back and forth. She said, I got a note from that program that they enlisted her in to get her high school diploma. I got a mail from the mail, got a note saying that she haven't been attending any of the classes or whatever. So she like, what are they talking about? She said, I am going to the classes. What are they talking about? This, that, and the third. And she said, don't you lie to me. That's what her mom is saying over the phone. You fucking lying. I know you are. Why would the school make this up? This, that, and the third. So my mom ended up taking my girlfriend's side or whatever like that and everything. So I end up going to my grandmom's house. on my dad's side. I always go to her. I call her the Oracle, like off the Matrix. I always, she's always baking something. I always go into the kitchen, and she always give me wisdom. She was an evangelist too, like very, very Christian, very holy woman, and got a lot of wisdom and foresight and stuff. And this is what my grandma said. Every Blackson, because my last name is Blackson, every Blackson male, every time we get a girlfriend, we take her to our grandmother. Because my grandma, I don't know why she got this foresight where she can tell your life or tell your future right in front of you and how it's going to play out and stuff. And you can either do something to change that or just go down that path and stuff like that. And this is what my grandma told me when I first brought my girlfriend to her, my baby mom to her. She told my girlfriend that you're a beautiful girl and your looks is going to get you in trouble. And my grandson, he loves you so much. He's gonna run through every hurdle for you. He's gonna get you pregnant. You're gonna have his child, and you're gonna leave the child and go about your life. That's what she told her when we first met. She told her that my grandson's going to drop out of school for you. My grandson is going to get you pregnant. You're going to have his child, and you're going to abandon his child. Said that right in front of her face while I was there. I couldn't believe she said that. I was not expecting that shit. And here it is. That it ended up going that way. And she didn't like my grandma after that. She avoided her like the plague or like that. She did not want to be around my grandma or my grandfather and stuff like that because my grandma was seen right through her. So yeah. So I'm sitting there. I'm thinking about. I'm just going back thinking about a lot of things and stuff like that. And here it is. I'm thinking I can fix things. But yeah, I went to see my grandma about my girlfriend, just talking about the whole high school, about the school thing. Mm-hmm. And I said, yo, like, why would she, the school says she didn't have, that she wasn't going to the school and stuff. My parents dropped her off and watch her walk in the building. And this is what my grandma said, it's a building, right? I was like, yeah, buildings have doors, right? I was like, yeah, you can walk through them and you can walk out of them. That's what my grandma said to me. And then after that, I was talking to my grandmom even more. And I was like, do you believe everything she tells you and stuff? I said, we've been together for so long. I said, we've been together for like a year now. I said, we love each other. I was like, why would we lie? Like, why would she lie to me and stuff like that? And then my grandma was like, you a damn fool. You're like you are a damn fool. I said, she said, this is what I want you to do, grandson. Tell me some things about her or things that she told you or like that.
Yeah.
So I started talking to her, and as I'm talking to her, things started clicking. I was like, yo, something ain't adding the fuck up. Some things she was telling me, something ain't adding the fuck up. So or whatever like that. So now I'm crushed because I was like, yo, this bitch is lying to me about a lot of things now that I'm thinking about it and stuff like that. So I go home and we laying in bed and stuff like that. And I can't remember what it was it was something that she told me a while back. And I brought it back up to her and had her repeat it to me, what she told me. When she repeated it to me, then I brought something up that I finally discovered on my own by talking to my grandmother and brought it to her. When I brought it to her, her whole attitude changed. Like she got pissy. She got angry, upset. She started getting bitchy. I said, okay, I struck a nerve. This bitch lied to me about this incident and shit like that. So I said, now I gotta watch. I said, now I'm thinking like, yo, I gotta watch. Now I gotta go back and go through everything she's been telling me and shit about certain things and stuff like that. So yeah, man, it was kind of fierce. Fast forward a bit more. My grades were slacking even more. My GPA ended up dropping really, really low. They put me on academic probation. And then they told me when I came back to school that I had to get a certain amount of credits or something like that. If I don't get these certain amount of credits for the semester, they're going to disband me from the school and shit like that. And the thing that made me mad was I had got all the classes that I needed because they said, Mr. Blackson, you're a great student. We've seen all your past grades and stuff. So you got so that's why we give you another chance and stuff to bring this back up and stuff and everything. So I was like, okay. So now I'm determined. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get my grades back up and everything. So all I needed was a science course or whatever like that. And I go to the class and stuff, and the class had all the seats filled, but of course there were still seats there. And I was begging the professor. I said, "Listen, I need this class. If you don't give me this class, they're going to disband me." And this asshole didn't give me the class. This professor did not give me give me the fucking class. And I told him my situation or whatever like that. I said, "Can you please can you I'm begging you, I could they would disband me from the school if I don't have this class, don't have this amount of credits."
Yeah.
And he would not budge whatsoever and shit like that. He would not budge. And yeah, man, they disbanded me from the because I went to
It
Miller.
must have been heartbreaking at the time. I must have sucked ass.
Yeah, dude. And they disbanded me. And my mom and dad was pissed because they spent all that money, for the university and stuff like that and stuff. And especially my dad, he holds me up really, really high. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is my boy, it's my son. He's gonna do this, he's gonna do that. And he set everything up for me. And now my mom and dad is embarrassed, especially when my parents got a bunch of haters around them looking for failure from somewhere. And now their oldest son, their golden son, had failed and stuff. So now my parents are embarrassed and everything. And now I'm coming back home, and I had friends, I had cousins who were haters behind my back, which that's a whole nother saga I'll talk about. So they act like, oh man, that's fucked up, but they were happy that I failed. You know what I'm saying? And I was just a disappointment to my dad. And having a father, man, when your father's disappointed in you, man, that shit hurts. Especially when your father looks at you in disappointment as a son and shit like that. So it was fucking with me. Like, damn, I failed my dad in everything. And this is the thing. My girlfriend, she was happy that I'm out of school now. Like, she was happy about that.
Of course.
Yeah, I was like, I was like, yeah. So I had to go out. I wanted to go work a job, and everything. And I didn't see my life in mountain this. I stopped doing Mugen TV. I stopped doing the YouTube channel for a bit. That's why I disappeared. That's why, if I didn't go this path, man, I probably would have had 1 million subscribers by this point and probably retired from YouTube because, like I said, I was big at that time, and I didn't chase that. I didn't keep up with that momentum because of all this stuff. So I'm like,
so I want to go to these two parts next because this part happened on Twitter where you posted. You yourself did this where you posted a video of your because at some point she ended up having your kid, and then you said she left. And then she came back, and that video you posted was her holding your daughter. She was 3 or 4 at the time, and it looked like because you said it on Twitter. It's like, oh, it looked like she was going to come back and be a mom again. Like, oh, it was like she left, but she came back. She was going to be committed. But it turns out you said after that video she disappeared.
Yeah. I'm about to get to this point where where we break up and the kid and stuff like that. So yeah. Now I'm home. I'm working a 9 to 5 and everything. Then my dumb ass ends up knocking her up. That was like the worst episode. That was like the worst 9 months of my life, or whatever like that. It was just crazy because now her mom is upset because she's like, she seen her mom. Her mom seen us two dating as her daughter going through her phase. Now her daughter is about to have a half black child, and now she's flipping her shit. She's like, I thought it was just a fucking phase and stuff. You literally like. Now she's like, what I'm going to tell my family? What I'm going to tell? I was like, yeah. So now, it was just
your baby mom's family. They're the type of family that they don't want any outside races and pregnant. Okay, I know that. Yeah. Oh God.
So it's like, what I'm going to tell the family and stuff like that. Like what? And then she starts speaking in Macedonian and stuff, and going crazy and stuff. And then she's speaking in her language to her mom because it's over the phone. I hear them arguing back and forth. When she found out that because I was wondering because something was up because I remember I don't know that day I ordered a large pizza, buffalo wings, and I drank a whole 2-liter Mountain Dew by myself. My cousin Wally came in. He said, "Yo, nigga, did you knock your girlfriend up or something?" I was like, "What the fuck are you where I come from?" I said, "Nigga, I know you see you eat this much before. You knock your girl up?" I was like, "No, I ain't knocked my girl up." I had the munchies. I was eating my ass off for some strange reason. That night that he asked me about that was the night that I found out that my girlfriend was pregnant because she called me crying and said I'm pregnant and shit like that. So I was like, God damn. I was like, shit. So I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna break this down to dad. We had the first close call the first time and everything, but yeah, man, that was like that 9 months was just crazy and shit like that. And so after that, what ended up happening and everything, she wanted to abort my daughter, or wanted to abort her and shit like that. And here's the thing: when we was talking a long time ago, she's talking about, oh man, because like one of my cousins had a baby and stuff, and I remember my cousin came over with the baby. She was holding the baby, and she's like, oh, I want one, and all that type of stuff. And you know, we get to talking and stuff like that, and everything. So now she gets pregnant. Now it's a whole different story, and she's like, she didn't want to keep the baby. Now me and my family, I don't believe in abortions and stuff. You know what I'm saying? If we're gonna have a child, like I'm gonna be a good damn father. I'm gonna take like my I have my father in my life. My mom and dad were married. Was married and stuff like that. Was in together and stuff like that. So I want that same thing for my kid and shit like that. Like so, yeah. So I said I didn't want her to abort the baby. But then later on I found out when we started talking and stuff one time, she came to the house and she started crying to me. I said, why is she crying and stuff? Like, what's going on? She come out and finally confessed that she was going to go abort the baby and not tell me about it or whatever like that. But when she went to the abortion clinic and she saw them showing the process of how it's done, it scared her, and then she turned around. She didn't want to do it. She didn't want to abort. She didn't want to abort.
That right there, like what you just said, is what people just aren't going to hear because their brains are so fucking turned into brain rot. Women literally use abortion as a form of birth control. It's not because that they can't, because people say, oh, they only do it because they can't take care of it. Guys, 95% of people, when they have kids or they find out they're going to have a kid, no one knows how they're going to do it. They just do it. You know, if every woman got rid of every kid they thought they couldn't financially take care of, let's be honest here, most of you guys wouldn't be here, for being honest here.
Yeah. So it upset at me that she was actually going to go do it anyway and not tell me about it. But the fact is that it scared her enough to the point where it said, I can't see me doing that to doing this, you know, to this living person inside of me and stuff like that. So she ended up keeping our daughter, keeping our baby and stuff like that. So we end up going to like the ultrasounds and all this other type of stuff. Of course, my parents was starting to warm up to it that they're going to be grandparents this early. He wasn't expecting that, but yeah, man. So she ended up having the baby and stuff. And my dad was so disappointed in me. He said, "No, son, you're not going to be sitting here sitting on your ass. You can go work a job." I ended up working 2 jobs so I can get ready to prepare for my daughter to be born and stuff like that. So I was getting everything ready, the bassinet, getting her Pampers, getting all kinds of the form. I'm getting all kinds of shit. Family members was doing the same thing, helping and stuff. And my daughter was born, and this is where shit started getting crazy. Now I'm thinking that, okay, now that we have a child, this is going to definitely mature us. It's more so to mature her. That's what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? That this is going to bring us together. This child's going to bring us together. We're going to be the best damn parents we can possibly be and shit. So, yeah. So she has her daughter and everything. It was kind of funny too, because her mom shows up, my parents shows up, and everybody shows that her family, everybody comes together. The babies can bring families together because everybody was happy, man. Like everybody showed up. So all that fighting and arguing back and forth just went out the window once my daughter was born and stuff. And what was so funny was when they had the nurse or the doctor to come in and go check, just to check on the mother and stuff. So they called her name. Is Hera Rafi here? And they walk in, all you see is a bunch of niggas. You should see a black family surrounding her. And he comes in. Oh, am I in the wrong room? And when everybody moved out the way, it was her. So, and he looked around and like, oh, okay. But yeah, man. When she had the baby and everything, man, it was like a whole new world for me, man. I'm hearing my baby crying. I'm hearing my daughter crying and stuff as she's getting delivered. They had to go into the emergency room because the umbilical cord was choking my daughter. So they had to hurry up and get her out of there. And so they had to do a C-section to get her out. Because wondering why this siren was coming on and the doctors was rushing in. I said, yo, what's going on? What's going on with my woman? What's going on? What's going on with my daughter? And all this stuff. And they told me the umbilical cord was wrapped around her, and my daughter suffocating. They had to hurry up and get her out and stuff. So they get me the gloves and stuff. And as I'm walking down, before I even got down there, they did the C-section and everything. So I'm hearing my daughter I'm hearing her screaming and crying and stuff like that. I say, that's me. Like that life that I helped create and stuff. I can hear her and everything, man. And I remember I walked inside, and the nurse, she was like, so who you want to see first? Do you want to see the, mommy, or do you want to see your daughter? I was like, yo, where my damn daughter?
Yeah.
It was like, yeah. He said, uh-oh, mommy got competition. I gave my damn daughter. Like, yeah, like, give me my damn daughter. Like, where's she at? Yeah, man. It was just, and I'm holding my daughter for the first time, man. It just, I was afraid. I was scared because I was like, dude, like I created a life, and now this life is going to rely on me to provide for it and stuff like that. So I'm holding my daughter, just looking and I'm in space. Like, I can't believe that this is a real thing that's going on and stuff. And yeah, after she had the baby, I had to go to work the next day and stuff. So I went to work. I was already on this new job that I had. I was on probation or whatever like that when I got the job or whatever. But my daughter was born, so I called out. So, yo, my daughter about to be born and stuff like that. So I called out or whatever, and when I go to work and come back, and the nurses was telling me, like, yo, we trying to, because while she was there for like that a couple of days, the nurses was telling me that she wasn't even picking up our daughter. So we were bringing her in the room. She don't want to see her and stuff like that. So I'm thinking like maybe postpartum or some shit like that. I don't know. So yeah. So after that, it's time to take her home. We take her home and everything. So I will go back and forth. I will go to her mom's house where she was staying at, where my daughter and she was staying at, and then then we will rotate. Like, then the next week they will come down and stay at me and my parents' house and stuff. And that's how it was going and everything. And everything was working fine. So it wasn't until her mom boyfriend or her husband that she ended up marrying from overseas. He got his green card and everything. His name is Muhammad. The moment he comes over, she's like, yo, y'all, like, she kicked both my daughter and her out. So my mom and dad said, no, bring my grandbaby here. Bring them here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. They said, bring them here. So my mom and dad, they were happy. Now my grandbaby is close to us now. So and that was permanent now. Like, my daughter's living with me, and my baby mom is living with me and stuff. And things was working out pretty well at first. So no, before she came over, before she got kicked out, I lost my job. And how I lost my job, like I said, I was on this probation. The first time I called out was when my baby mom, when she was pregnant, she slipped and fell on her stomach in the tub. And she had to go to, the first time. So I called out during that time. Then the second time I called out was when she had our daughter. Now here's the third time. It was like a 3 strike you out thing, a level like that. The third time happens. She calls me up in the middle of the night because I just got finished seeing X-Men Wolverine Origins came out.
Oh god, up to the 9. Holy shit.
Yeah. It came out there. Yeah, it came out during that time. So I'm with my dad, and my baby mom calls me up and say, listen, her C-section scar had opened up and shit like that. And she said, I have to go to the emergency room. So now I'm panicking, like, all right. So we get down. We get there. I had to end up staying overnight and everything. No, staying there at the hospital and stuff. And they were saying that she needs to be rested. They were saying my baby mom needs to be rested and stuff like that. They had to get all the stuff to patch her up and everything. Which means now I had to stay. I had to watch my daughter now. So what happened was my baby mom went back to her mom's house. I had to take my daughter back to my house. Now my daughter's only 3 months old. She's only 3 months. She's still a fucking like newborn pretty much. So I'm like, okay. So now I'm home with my daughter and stuff. I had to call out of work. So my baby mom tells me, hey, listen, I'll come to the house within the next 2 days and stuff. So I had to call out. I called out, and then the next day my mom was going to cover so I can go to work or whatever like that the next day. So all right, cool. So the next day I give my mom has my daughter or whatever like that, and I get to go to work. So I catch the 124. I was taking public transportation. I look on the bus. My manager from my job is on the bus because we catch the same bus together. And the manager said, listen, I just want to let you know that, the regional manager told me to just tell you that don't show up to work. Don't show up to work. And I was pissed. I told her my circumstances. Y'all didn't give a fuck, and the 3 circumstances had to do with something with had to do with my baby. You know what I'm saying? And y'all didn't want to hear that shit. So now I'm pissed, and and because the manager that I was working for, she was a nice lady. She said, I tried to fight for you and stuff. I told them about your situation with the baby and stuff and everything, and they didn't want to hear it and stuff. So, and then the thing is, I had to be the one to tell you and stuff. And they couldn't tell you themselves and stuff. So I was angry and pissed. So I called my baby mom up. I told her, I'm like, yo, like, I lost my job and stuff like that. And said, why did you lose your job and stuff like that? So he's talking about it. I said, yo, like, where you at? Because a couple days went by now, and she still didn't come to the house. So I'm like, she said she was supposed to come down after she rested up and stuff. And now days went by, and she haven't shown up and stuff. So what happened was, I was like, yo, fuck this. So I took my daughter. I went down to her house because I was like, yo, I have places I have to be. I can't hold on to my daughter. I have places to be. You're a fucking mom and shit like that. So I go all the way down to her house over like that. She lived in Roxborough, which is like a 45-minute bus ride. I go all the way down there with my daughter in my hands, knock on the door, and she thought she saw a ghost. Because she was like, what are you doing here? I said, no. What do you mean? Why are you acting surprised what I'm doing here? You say you're supposed to come back to the house and shit like that, and you never did. You was gone for a couple days. What's going on? So come to find out, she was going shopping with her cousin Jamie the whole time when she's supposed to be rested and shit like that. So I lost my job. Because you went shopping and everything the day that I called out. Soon they said to go home to rest. You went out shopping with your cousin the next day. So now I'm pissed. I'm fucking pissed. Mm-hmm. So I gave my daughter to her. I'm like, yo, take her. I have to go find me another fucking job. You know what I'm saying? So she took our daughter and stuff like that. So now we're gonna fast forward even more. Now my daughter's a year old and stuff. And now me and her started patching things up. Here I'm thinking that we're patching things up because after a while we started having sex. She started having sex with me. Then she stopped saying that she's not sexually attracted to me no more. And all this other type of stuff. She started saying all this type of stuff. So now you're just a woman in my house. You just walking around my house. Now we're not even fucking. I'm going out. I'm busting my ass. I'm slaving and stuff. Paying all the fucking bills. You like even when you was home, you wasn't. Well, I would ask you, can you iron? Could you iron my work uniform? Because I became a security guard.
Okay.
I come home. My uniform's not even fucking ironed and shit like that. You do nothing. Or when I come home, oh, the baby needs some formula. I gave you fucking money. Why don't you go out and go shopping and get these certain things? Get Pampers and stuff. I'm busting my ass. I'm working from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. I have I'm slaving. I work 6 days a week. I only get 1 day off to myself and stuff like that. I'm slaving out here. Help me the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? So all she want to do is look pretty all day and all this other type of stuff. So, yeah, man, I'm stressing out. She's not cooking dinner for me. She's not doing none of this shit. But when it's payday, that's the only. When it's payday,
she was around.
Now she's around because I gotta take my daughter. I gotta take my daughter shopping to get her some things, and I'm taking care of my woman, so I gotta take her out to get some things and stuff like that. It's just stressful. It was just fucking stressful and stuff like that. So now we get to the part where all the shit about to hit the fan, where we break up officially. We officially break up and everything, and she gives my daughter to me. So now what happened was she ends up meeting this chick named Jasmine. They became best friends, and come to find out that Jasmine is dating this guy named Darthine, who got a dude that I was enemies with back in school back in the day. What is the chances of that? What are the fucking chances of that? So I don't like I don't like the dude anyway. So now she's friends with his girlfriend and stuff like that. Which means at some point I'm going to have to bump into him if them two going to continue to hang out and shit like that. So yeah, what happened was so after that, them two started getting along with each other and everything. And then Jasmine was having a birthday party. And at this point now, me and her is having sex again. We've been working things out. You know what I'm saying? Now she's about to go, she's getting it. She got a job. Me and her doing things now. I said, okay, it seems like we might be becoming the power couple and shit like that. Things been working out. So she wanted to go to her friend Jasmine's birthday party or whatever like that. So what happened was, I was like, listen, because she just got the job, so she wasn't really getting paid just yet. So I said to her, I said, listen, she wanted the outfit and stuff. He was gonna go to Chinatown. He was gonna go to this Chinese restaurant with all the girls and all this other type of stuff. And so I said, listen, if I don't have the money, I'm gonna borrow the money from my dad, and I'm gonna pay my dad back so I can get you, so I can take you out so you can get your outfit and all this other type of stuff. Because things was working out. Like, I thought things were working fine and stuff like that. So I told her, I said, but look, you have to be home by 11 o'clock because there's no one to watch our daughter. I gotta go to work. I'm a security guard now. Like, I gotta go to work. Like, my mom at the time, my sister, she's away at college in Penn State. My mom was working for the school district. My dad, he works for the school district. My little brother, he's just now going. He's like a senior in high school. My little brother, and then my other brother, he's in community college and stuff. So no one's home. So you're going to be the only one home. So you have to be home by 11 o'clock or whatever. So I have to be up by like 4 a.m. So you have to be home by 11. So I made that shit clear. So now all of a sudden she goes out for the night with her girlfriend Jasmine. Man. So it's now going on 10 o'clock. I get a text message from her saying that the cops are at Jasmine's house. Saying that the cops, there was some shit going on with her roommate or something like that. They was going there to lock her roommate up and all this other type of stuff. Something about drugs or some shit like that. So all of a sudden, I was like, okay, what the fuck they got to do with you? Bring your ass home. Like whatever's going on with the police and stuff like that, you bring your ass home. That has nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? So it's about to be 11 o'clock. Then like an hour left. You got to be home and stuff like that. So, so she said, listen, my phone is running out of power. I'll contact you, later and stuff like that. So she turns her phone off. 11 o'clock comes. Now it's 11:30. Now it's 12 a.m. So I'm like, yo, where the fuck is she? Like, she didn't call. So I went to go try to call her phone. It goes straight to voicemail and stuff like that. Go straight to voicemail. So I was like, okay. So now her phone is off. So now I can't contact her. So I said, there has to be a way I'd be able to find out where my woman is. I don't even know where Jasmine live. I don't even know where Jasmine live.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the fuck? So how am I going to be able to track her down and stuff like that? So all of a sudden, I said, I want to do something that I don't want to do. So my brother has a friend named Kyrie. Kyrie is also an associate of Dar, the guy I don't get along with and shit like that. So he knows him. So what I did was I had my brother call Kyrie, and Kyrie was cool with us. So he said, look, don't worry. I will call Dar to find out where his girlfriend at. Because if he tell me where his girlfriend is at, then we know that your girlfriend is with her. So then we'll know where they at. We can go pick her up or something like that. So so what happened was he calls or whatever like that, and we find out that my girlfriend is going to an after party with her friend and Dar. She's hanging with him and a couple of other guys and stuff like that, and going to an after party where she never talked about an after party when we discussed this. So I'm like, okay, so this bitch lied to me, like, or whatever like that. So I'm like, okay. So now I got to find out. But here's the crazy part. So yeah, so he tells him where they want to be at. So like, cool. So we all got in the car. My brother, my dad, my uncle. We all get in the car to go track her down or whatever like that. So we found out where she was at. So Kyrie went first. Kyrie went out to go meet up with them. And my uncle was funny because my uncle said, I said to my uncle, why are you leaving the car too? He said, yo, sometimes the watcher need to be watched. I don't trust that nigga either. So he goes another direction to follow him. Because like I said, he's friends with him too. Yeah. So he's like, I don't trust him either. So he said the watcher got to be watched. So so he goes out and yeah, man, we found out where she was at. So next thing you know, my dad pulls up. I'm in the car. I gets out the car. When I got out the car, she thought she saw a ghost when she saw me. She's like, how did he know I was here? What is going on and stuff? So now Jasmine's confused because Jasmine's sitting there like, Brian, what are you doing here? Or what like that. I said, what do you mean what I'm doing here? Harry's supposed to be back at the house by 11 o'clock because I got to go to work or what like that. And she said, huh? Hera told me that she called you and said it was okay for her to come, and this, that, and the third. So now Jasmine looking at Hera, and Hera had this dumb ass look on her face, so she lied to Jasmine or whatever like that. So now there's Dar. Dar is right there. Dar is in the background talking shit. So now I'm rallying up. But when I turn around, my uncle stepped in or whatever like that and started arguing with Dar. Next thing you know, my uncle punched the shit out of Dar, started fighting him and shit like that. Now all of a sudden, now this is 12, it's like 12:30 a.m.
Yeah.
The cops show up. Now I'm scared. It's like a police wagon show up, 4 cop cars show up, and everything. So now my dad said, okay, I gotta get my sons and them out of here because now the cops is here. This can go completely the other south. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And especially you got this white chick here or whatever like that. So next thing you know, it was like 4 female cops and 1 male cop. They come out. Now the nice thing about it was the female cop, this black woman, she comes out and she's like, what's going on here and stuff. So my dad walked over to talk and said, listen, my son is here and there's a family dispute going on and stuff like that. Please let me resolve this or whatever like that. I don't want this to escalate any more than it needs to. And the cop was nice. She said, no, go ahead. Handle your sons and stuff like that. We'll keep an eye out on everything. And that was fine. So the female cops, they got back and the male cop got back and everything and let my dad handle it. And it handled out. So then my dad said to my baby mom, say, yo, Hera, like this is the last straw or whatever like that. Are you coming home with us? If you're not coming home with us, don't come the fuck back. Go with them or whatever like that. So she gets in the car with us. And I was hurt, man. We get in the car, and my dad was saying to her, like, why you keep doing this to my son? Like, my son does this, that, and the third. He goes out, he's working a 9 to 5, he's slaving, he's busting his ass to make sure that you and your daughter is provided for and stuff like that, and everything. And then that's when she came out and said, I'm not happy with him, like I don't love him anymore, and all this other type of stuff. And man, I was crushed when I heard that. I was fucking crushed, and I didn't know what to say. We get home, and then Dar starts sending threatening text messages to my to our phones and stuff, to Kyrie's phone and all their phones and stuff like that. And then a situation came up where he got somebody else to start sending text messages, and they said he was going to shoot up our house and stuff like that.
God.
So I was like, oh. So now my dad said, yo, my family never had to deal with like gun violence and stuff until my son decided to get involved with you. We never had this drama until my son got involved with you and stuff like that. So then, of course, now all this drama, now we have to watch our house. We're not sure if any bullets going to start coming through our house. Over the situation and stuff. And then all of a sudden, my baby mom, the next day, her coward ass, she gets up and said, well, I'm gonna go visit my mom for a little bit. So she takes my daughter to go see her, and her mom comes pick her up, and she stays there for like 2 days or whatever like that, while I'm in this mess right now. You know what I'm saying? So then she finally comes back. She comes back, and we lay in the bed. We end up having sex, and she said, I'm gonna make things right. I promise you that this, I didn't know how severe this was until now. I look at everything and who's and how it's affecting everybody because of the stupid shit that I'm doing and stuff. I'm going to make this right. I promise you, babe. I'm going to make this right. So the next day I get up to go to work. It was like 4 a.m. My dad about to go to work too. Like I say, he works for the school district.
Oh, for sure. Yep.
So my dad about to go get in his car, and I'm about to go to the bus stop to go to my job. So my dad, he decided not to put his keys in the car. And he said, you know what, son, I'm going to walk you to the bus stop. I just have a bad feeling. So I get there and wait at the bus stop. And while I'm waiting at the bus stop, I'm with my dad. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not paying attention. I'm with my dad. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking with my dad and laughing and joking. I feel protected. I'm with my dad. I'm a grown-ass man, but I'm with my dad. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not paying attention to my surroundings. But I notice my dad has a serious face or whatever like that. When I'm talking to him, he's listening to me, but he's not looking at me. He's just looking at his surroundings, and he got a serious face. And he knows a car kept circling around the area where we're at the bus stop. Kept circling around the bus stop. Car finally shows up. and there's door or whatever like that, and then this guy comes out the car or whatever like that, walks over to us, and my dad, I'm like, what's going on? So my dad told me to get back or whatever. So my dad approached the bull. Dad was like, so what did you come here for? You came here to talk or you came here to fight? So he didn't say nothing. Now the bull looking like shaky and stuff like that while was in the car. So my dad repeated himself again, and then the guy pulled out a gun and then shot my dad. Shot my dad in the leg twice. Fell and hit the ground. I jumped over top of my dad to shield him, and then he's running back to the car, shooting at me while I'm covering my dad or whatever. So yeah, man, takes off. All the people come out, hear the gunfire. People say, call the police. Somebody's injured and stuff. The cops come, the ambulance come, they carry my dad, and my dad, because my dad didn't even realize he was shot. Like, he's sitting there like, yo, I literally got shot.
He's able to walk still. He wasn't paralyzed or anything, right?
Nothing bad? Yeah, no. It shattered his femur.
Oof.
They said if they didn't get him to the hospital in time, it would have killed him. It would have hit his femur. My dad would have bled to death. Getting shot in the leg. That's why people say just shoot the person in the leg. You can still kill somebody by shooting them in the leg. Yeah. So it shattered my dad's bone, and my dad had to get a metal rod in his leg, and now he had to take medication. And every once in a while, if it gets too hot, too cold, his leg sometimes hurts. Sometimes at that time and stuff like that. Yeah. So the cops,
to recap, essentially screwed you out of multiple jobs while you were basically busting your ass in 9 to 5s. Got your dad shot.
Yeah. So then
what did she say after that? Did she have any remorse for your dad getting shot for her
action? Yeah. So check this out. So the cops come, they take me down for questioning and stuff about what happened and stuff. And what's so fucked up about it was the media. The media puts in the newspaper and put on the report that it was a drug deal that went bad. What do you mean a drug deal? It was a father and a son getting shot at and shit like that. Two working citizens, two law-abiding citizens that go to work every fucking day.
And they said it was a drug deal. Black people were just involved in drugs.
That's why that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Also, too, black folks and even my white audience don't believe everything they say on the news, especially when it comes to black folks too, because they literally said that it was a drug deal that went wrong. It said it was a drug deal that went bad. What the fuck? Even after I gave the details of what happened, it had nothing to do with drugs. So anyway, yeah, so I called at the police joint and called my brother. I said, yo, dad's been shot. He didn't give me a chance to finish everything. My brother started crying and screaming and stuff, thinking dad got killed and stuff. My little brother wakes up. My mom wakes up screaming. I hear my mom screaming and crying because they think dad is dead and stuff. And all I hear is my brother in the background cussing at my baby mom. Bitch, get the fuck out of our house. All this is because of you. And all this other type of stuff. So yeah, it got crazy. So she had to call her mom. Her mom came pick her up, and she had my daughter. They went to the police station. Harry had my daughter, and she said, "Listen, like I'm sorry for like for what happened and all this other type of stuff." And she said, "I think it's best if I stay with my mom for a little bit or whatever." And I said, "Yo." I said, your mom don't give a shit about you, but I understand, and I understand. And she was like, so she took my daughter. I said, no, fuck that. Give me my daughter. Give me my daughter, because I have a feeling that your mom going to throw you the fuck out the house. She can't tolerate you. She's going to take you for a little bit, and she's going to end up, and if my daughter staying with you, she's going to kick you and my daughter out. So give me my baby. So she's like, you know, you're right. So she didn't even argue about it. She gave me my daughter or whatever. So I got my daughter. And I didn't see my baby mom for a couple of days. Now I'm going to the hospital, checking up on my dad. They told they had to do this surgery with put the metal rod in my dad's leg and stuff like that, and everything. And man, I'm hurt. Now I'm fucked up because my dad wouldn't have been shot if I held on. Why did I hold on to that woman? You know, my parents kept her in this house and everything on the strength of me. You know what I'm saying? I should have cut this woman off a long time ago. And because my parents love me that much and took this woman in on the strength of me, Now everybody got fucked up. My dad got shot. My dad got injured, and it still fucks with me to this day. You know, cause I still play it in my head. I saw my dad get shot. I saw my dad, and he was going to shoot my dad again if I didn't run over there and jump over top of my dad. My dad would have died. So that shit still plays in my head. It still fucks me up, and I still blame myself for that because all I had to do is break up with that bitch. That's all I had to do, and I couldn't let this shit go. So you know what I'm saying? So, man, it was just crazy. So it started going a downward spiral as far as our girlfriends are concerned, because now my dad is out the house for like 2 weeks. So I'm the man of the house. I'm taking care of my daughter. I'm making sure everybody got what they need. My mom is crying every day and stuff like that. Now, my brother's girlfriend, the Asian chick that he was dating, she was living with us. My brother was taking care of her too. My brother was taking care of her so much, her parents literally just took her and dropped her off at the house and said, she's yours. Like damn, like shit. You know what I'm saying? It was just crazy. Like we took care of our women. So his girlfriend was living with us. My girlfriend was living with me and stuff like that. The only girlfriend that wasn't living with us was my little brother's girlfriend or whatever like that. So let me tell you the domino effect. So now me and my baby mom, we separated. She's living with her mom. I'm here with my daughter. My brother was paying for his girlfriend's, to get her pay for all her college books because she was going to college. She was going to the main Penn State campus or like that. She's going for law or something. She wanted to be a lawyer and shit like that. So my brother was paying for her books because her parents couldn't afford the books. So that's why they said like they literally, that Asian family literally dropped their daughter off on my brother because they didn't have the money. They didn't have the money. So my brother was taking care of her, paying, getting her clothes, and doing all kinds of stuff. So my brother paid for her college books and everything, paid and bought her a cell phone, got her was paying her cell phone bill and everything. This bitch go all the way to college and break up with my brother soon as she went to college. During the time my dad got shot. So my like it was just fucked up. Then my little brother girlfriend cheated, got pregnant by her ex-boyfriend who just got out of jail. Yeah, and then
all three of you had girlfriends that basically treated you like shit.
Yeah. But this is the thing. When my brother's girlfriend, the Asian chick, they were like the power couple. Like you would thought, like the way they was together, they budget, they finance, they did everything together. Like you would have thought they was going to get married and everything. And in the moment she went to college, she just broke it off with him. Just broke it off with him. After he paid for her books, paid for her cell phone and everything. You would have thought that them two was going to be like, they was going to be forever.
So like your girlfriend situation infected everyone else's. So you were cursed or something.
Yeah, man. And that's why for me, man, I like no female can hurt me. I've been through it. I've been through the fucking gutter. I've been shot at. I've been through it all. I don't got no tears for females.
Oh, Tony asked you a question earlier. So back when you were saying the story before that happened, it was part 2. When you were going to visit her, he asked, "Did you ever think she was cheating on you?"
Oh yeah, she cheated. Yeah, she cheated. I suspected she was cheating on me. I suspected. I never looked in her phone or anything, but I suspected that because it was times where she would accuse me of doing things when I wasn't. One time I went to Otakon anime convention and she was feeling some type of way. It was all these hot cosplay chicks. Like they would hug up on me. I would take pictures with, interviews with and stuff. So there was this one chick that was dressed up. She would do shit like this. She did this one time. She did this shit to me. I went to Otakon and it was this chick just dressed up like as Morgan from Darkstalkers. I mean, this chick is bad as hell.
Yeah.
Took pictures with her. Even I interviewed her and everything. So we come home from Otakon and I would show the footage and stuff. And for some strange reason, I don't know what it was. When I got on my laptop, and this is during the time Sony Vaio laptop was out. I had the Sony Vaio. That shit old as fuck. But I'm getting on my laptop for a second. I get an email. I get this email, and it's the chick that cosplay as Morgan. Say, hey, I really enjoyed our time. It was nice meeting you at the convention and all that other type of stuff. I'm looking forward to the pictures, because my brother took the pictures and stuff. And when we at the convention, we give our business cards. When we take pictures of people, you can go to the Facebook or go to the email, we'll send the picture that we took of you and stuff like that. So I get a message from her and stuff. So the chick was messaging me almost every day to the point where this chick literally said that, listen, I have family in Philly and stuff like that. I'm coming home. I'm visiting some family over the weekend. I want to know if me and you can catch up and stuff like that. Maybe get some coffee or something like that. So I was like, man, I said, this is convenient. Like, this chick also got family in Philly. I was like, this shit is convenient as fuck. But I'm thinking about it now. Me and my baby mom, we together. This is before this whole thing. My dad getting shot. This is before this incident. It's like 2 months before this incident took place. So then I stopped for a second, and I sat there. I said, no, I don't think that's not a good idea. I said, I got a fiance. She wasn't my fiance, but I called my girlfriend my fiance. I was like, I got a fiance. I wouldn't even think that's a good idea because I wouldn't even want my woman going hanging out with some dude and shit like that, going out to eat and all this other type of stuff that she met at a convention and stuff like that. So I told her, I said, no, that's not a good idea or whatever like that. So I said, thanks for the offer, but I don't have to decline that and stuff. And she said, you sure? So she kept trying to push to try to get me to go out to see her and stuff. And I kept declining. So I'm noticing while I'm on my laptop and stuff, I'm noticing I'm not paying, it's out my peripheral, but I'm feeling some energy coming from my baby mom. She's pissed. I'm like, what is she pissed about? Like, she's just sitting on the couch on her, and she got her Mac laptop, the Macintosh, the Air laptop or whatever at the time. And she's sitting on her laptop pissed. So I didn't think nothing of it. So to make a long story short, come to find out, that was my baby mom the whole time. That chick that I was... And she was pissed that I declined, that I wouldn't take the offer.
Does she like eat babies? Is she like Satan incarnated? What the hell is with the woman?
Always said that she's the devil's daughter, dog. Like, she's a succubus.
Lucius Morningstar or some shit.
Yeah, she's a succubus, dude. So So
before you go, can you talk to the chat really quickly? I just gotta go to the bathroom really quickly. I'll be right back.
Yeah, so if you guys got any questions, I'll answer your questions and stuff. But yeah, man, that's that shit, man. I'm just reflecting on everything. Let me check the I would actually have to go to my channel and actually see the chat. Oh, it's right here. 1 second. Let me go look at it from my stream real quick. And look at the chat window. I said, oh, well, don't be judging. Call me. He said, my condolences, Neo. So I'm looking at this is my crew. So why? That's terrible, man. I'm not a cop, but still, right there. Jesus.
It's a never-ending triflingness. Holy fuck.
Yeah, bro.
Shit.
yeah, bro.
All right. I like it.
Yeah, so I'm sitting there, I'm like, yeah. So back to where we was at, everything is just falling apart. Like, my brother loses his girlfriend, then my little brother loses his girlfriend. Everything is just going to shit and everything. And everything was just bad happening. So that's why I said I have no tears for females, right? Like, I've been through it all. Yeah. No female can hurt my feelings or like that. I've been hurt. I heard some of the worst shit that come out of my baby mom's mouth. Like when I say that, even my self-esteem, she had broken my self-esteem with the gaslighting when she told me that she was no longer sexually attracted to me anymore. When she started saying shit like that, man, and it started getting to the point where she didn't want me to show affection to her, and like, you know, in public and stuff like that. At times, she started getting really like that as the relationship started going and stuff like that. So that's why I started having problems when I started meeting other women, where women say, why is it like you holding back from me or whatever like that? Because I've been so conditioned that, like, not to show affection to you because my baby mom didn't want me to show affection to her and stuff like that at certain times, or whenever she want me to show affection to her and stuff. So, like, I don't know what to do at this point and stuff. And then my self-esteem and stuff just kept getting beat down by her over time, the gaslighting and stuff. So I started having those issues and stuff, getting into other relationships and everything at times, because I don't know how, like, these chicks, man, like, it's just, But anyway,
yeah, because essentially she had a guy that was willing to do everything for her, but she didn't want it because she was just invested in, I don't know, chasing some odd drama.
Yeah. But and this is the thing. Even so after we break up and everything, and over time, what ended up happening was my grandparents told me, you better get custody of your child right now. While you got her right now, go to family court and get that paperwork and stuff. And now I'm scared to do it because once I do this, they're going to send that letter to her saying that I'm taking her to court. And I don't want to trigger that because maybe she's going to end up becoming that baby mom from nightmares if I do this and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But my grandparents said, you got it. My grandparents said, do it. So I did it. And I got a phone call from her, said, how dare you take me to court and all this other type of stuff. I mean, she started cussing me out. You trying to take my daughter from me and all this other type of stuff. I just knew it was coming. But I'm glad I listened to my parents and my grandparents and this is where I learned about deadbeat moms, because when I went into family court, I was so surprised to see that there were so many fathers fighting for their children. It was so many of them fighting for their children because their moms are a piece of shit in everything. And I learned this for the very first time, because I even was under assumption that dudes are just piece of shit. They always abandon their kids. I was also blue pilled thinking that shit. But when now I'm actually experiencing this, and now I'm the one on the back end of this. I'm with the family court. I've seen so many fathers crying, trying to get their kids and stuff like that and take them from their moms because their moms are a piece of shit. Learned it for the first time. It was an eye opener. It was a red pill moment for me that fathers are fighting for their kids. But social media, the narrative is that fathers don't want their kids and they're just deadbeats and stuff. No, it's a lot of fathers out there that's fighting tooth and nail because the system is rigged against males when it comes to their children in the system and shit like that, where we gotta go through all these extra hurdles just to get our fucking kids and shit like that, especially when we're the ones that's capable of taking care of our fucking kids. But there's no money in that. If you give it to the father, because 9 times out of 10, the father is the one that has the resources and the finances to be able to do it. But there's no money in it if you give it to the father, if you give the child to the father, so that they get a commission. They get a commission off of that. The judges in the system get a commission off of the child support system and all this other type of stuff.
That's why they always rule in favor of the woman. Like I heard a saying one time where basically if women didn't benefit financially from getting divorced, they would never do it. Also, they'll never do it. They'll never do it. Really bad.
Unless she's getting her head kicked the fuck in. That's different. But there's no other incentive to do it. Like, why do it if there's no incentive to do it? So now I'm learning this shit for the very first time. It's a rude awakening for me. So I get there, and I get there, get the paperwork stuff and everything. So the court date finally comes. My baby mom shows up, and I was right when I said that her mom's gonna kick her out. She only stayed at her mom's house for 3 days, and her mom kicked her out. She ended up one of her friends that she used to go to high school with. They end up becoming roommates. So she ended up staying with her friend, one of her female friends or whatever like that and stuff. So what happened was, after that happened, we went to court, and this was so fucked up because I'm all dressed up. She's all dressed up and everything. We're sitting down waiting for our turn to come up. Here's the fucked up part. This black woman comes up to us. She comes over to my baby mom and she says, "Excuse me, ma'am. I wanted to know if you have a business card, because I'm looking for a lawyer for my case, this, that, and the third." And she's like, said, "I'm not no lawyer. I'm here. You know, the court. This is my baby daddy right here. I'm going to." She assumed that she was my lawyer and shit like that. This white woman is my lawyer and stuff. That was crazy. It was just crazy. So, I go to see the judge, and here's the crazy thing. I would have lost because the moment I got in there, all the woman judge did, all she did was ask for my name and didn't ask me for anything. She didn't even ask me for any questions. She kept just asking my baby mom, say, or this is what she did. She asked the baby mom, like, is it okay, for him to, for your daughter or your child to stay with the father, that, and the third? And she, with no problem, no fight. Yeah, she can stay with him and whatever. And the judge was like, the Matrix fucked her up and said, "You sure you want to do this?" She kept trying to push her to keep the baby, to keep my daughter, but she didn't budge. She said, "No, he has a good family. He's a good provider, and yeah, he can take it, he can have her or whatever like that. She said, "Are you sure?" And she kept telling her, "Are you sure?" Trying to get her to keep our daughter. And she, like I said, she only asked what my name was. I said Brian Blackson, and she never, and the judge never talked to me or he not even look in my direction, and just kept focusing on the mother and shit like that. So so she said, okay, so she's like, you're pretty much dead set on having Angelia be with her father. She said, but I have a strange, and so this is where I fucked up. They asked me, would you like to put her on child support? My dumb ass said no, because she was still coming giving me money to give to my daughter at that time. We already had our own agreement, and because she just got a job, so she's been coming by giving me money for our daughter. So I felt as though that, I don't need child support. So I said, no, I'm fine. Like, we got our own, we've been working our own thing out. My dumb ass. So I'm like, yeah. So the judge looked at my baby mom and looked at us, and she said, I'm looking at y'all too. She said, I just have a feeling that y'all two may get back together. So here's what I'm going to do. So she said, she gave us this paperwork, this document and stuff. If we ever decide that for the guardianship and stuff like this, just bring this paper or something that she said. I still got the envelope and everything. But this is what she said. This is what she said to my baby mom. She said, at any point that you decide that you want your daughter back, all you gotta do is come back here. Like, she's like literally dead set on this. Like she can come back and just take my daughter from me and shit like that anytime she want. You know what I'm saying? So we leave out, and she went her way, I went my way, or whatever. And then that's when my parents came to me, and he said to me, a couple days later, they said to me, son, like, I think it will be good for you to go back to college or whatever. And I was surprised, because I said, y'all will allow me to go back to college. I said, what? You want me to go to like Temple or something here? He said, no, go back to Mansfield. I said, Mansfield? Like, you want me to go away? You want me to, y'all like, are y'all serious? I said, no, we're serious. Like, dude, you're not doing this just for you. You're doing it for your daughter. Go get that education. Do what you need to do. Don't worry about your about our granddaughter. Like, she's fine here and stuff. And I'm thinking in my head, so I don't want to go, because what if my daughter forget about me? She's still young. Like, what if she don't know I'm her father and stuff like that? And said, my parents said, trust me, she know who her father is. Like, she will be fine and stuff. So I was happy. Like I said, I got a chance to, because I was kicking myself in the ass, because I've always wanted to go to finish school and get my degree. I wanted to do those things. And I was beating myself up during those years and stuff that I was out. So now I got the opportunity. So I called my baby mom up and told her I was going back to school. She got quiet as a mouse. It was almost like she was disappointed that I was going back to school. So I thought you couldn't go back. I thought it was over for you. She was saying all this type of stuff. Like, she was disappointed that I was going back to school to fix my life and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? After I allowed her, I don't gonna say that she did it. I said, I'll take accountability. I allowed her to fuck my life up. So I was like, yeah, I'm going back and stuff. So I took my income tax. I don't ever spend. I learned from my father, don't spend your income tax, save it. That's why my dad owns like 5 houses and stuff. He's been saving income tax for years, sitting on hundreds of thousands of dollars and stuff like that. He just hates it. So I've been learning that. So I'm sitting on thousands of dollars in income tax since I've been working and stuff. I had old Mansfield. For me to go back to Mansfield, I had to pay them $5,000. So I had money. So I took it from the money that I was been saving from the income taxes throughout the years. I just gave them the $5,000, cleared that up, and I went
hurt giving someone $5,000.
Yeah. I gave them $5,000. I gave them $5,000, and I went back to school on academic probation, and then I had to fight my way. I had to fight them grades up when I got back. And my life has been a blessing then. And just for me to, I end up going there just to get a new girlfriend. Didn't know I was going to get a new girlfriend the moment I get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, the hurt part was that now I'm in college, and I remember she stopped seeing her daughter. Now she's not showing up, because I remember when I used to, right after we did the custody thing, she stopped showing up, stopped sending money, stopped all those things. Or I would get my daughter dressed, and she said we was going to meet at a particular location, like at the mall or the gallery or somewhere at the park. I would take my daughter to these locations. She wouldn't show the fuck up. You know, and my daughter is looking around as young as she is. She's looking around for her mom because she knows she's familiar with these locations because she knows when she go to these locations, that means mommy's going to show up. Mommy never shows up and stuff. So I get to college and thinking that she's going to continue to show up while I'm in school. She never showed up. And then later on, while we're talking, and she tells me why she doesn't show up, because she was saying that, you know, the reason why I haven't been seeing you or seeing my daughter is because I'm gonna get those old feelings again. I'm gonna fall in love with you, and if I fall in love with you, that means I'm gonna be unfaithful to my new boyfriend. Now that's when I found out she got a new man. So now she wanted to be loyal to this new guy, but couldn't be loyal to me or whatever like that. Yo, dude, I lost my shit. And this is during the time where I'm talking to this chick in college.
Yeah.
Well, she was my friend. It went from a friendship to a relationship, and she initiated it or whatever. So I'm losing my mind. I'm like, I can't believe this bitch. Now she wants to show loyalty to this dude, but she couldn't show loyalty to the man who the father of her child and stuff like that. It was just wild. Now she wants to be a faithful chick in everything. So
but that's so weird because having a new boyfriend means that she can't be a mom.
Yeah,
like,
it was stupid.
So
it was stupid. It was stupid.
It's like those things you think about. The more years you think about, that's just fucking retarded.
It's retarded. Yeah, ain't it retarded? So I'm losing my mind in the room.
Yeah,
not knowing that the girl, Melissa, she's outside my door because she's about to knock on it or whatever, and she hears me like snapping out and stuff. So then after my baby mom hangs up the phone on me because I was snapping out on her or whatever, I'm sitting there shaking and everything. I was like, y'all can't believe this. She doesn't. So this is her excuse why she won't see her child. Now she's want to show faithfulness and loyalty to this new dude, but she couldn't show loyalty or faithfulness and stuff to me. Like I say, I can't believe this. I was like, this is madness. So I hear a knock at the door, and there was Melissa, and she said, "Is everything okay in here?" And I was just angry. She saw me shaking and stuff. And man, like it was just something about her, man. She grabbed me, she hugged me, and she actually pulled me into her chest and held me and stuff like that. And it just seemed like all that anger, all that stuff went away and stuff. And that was the woman that I let get away. And I'll say that story another situation, or whatever. But I would have married this chick. And the thing was, it wasn't my fault or anything. It was so much complication and stuff like that.
Kind of like wrong place, wrong time kind of thing.
Exactly. That's what it was. I would have married her. I would have married that woman. She was an incredible woman, and she was a virgin. I took her virginity and everything. Like she was incredible, man. So I end up dating Melissa after all that, and then she finds out about Melissa because what happens when I came home before me and her initiated. Well, Melissa made me her boyfriend. She said, "No, you're my boyfriend." I was like, "Excuse me?" Like said, "No, you're my man." She just said, this. Yeah, man, I loved her accent. She's from the country. Like she's a country girl. She had the country girl accent.
Yeah.
And she's strong as shit. Like, cause she go hunting with her dad. You know, chop firewood and pick up logs and shit like that. And gorgeous girl too.
But she loved riding fucking cowgirl too.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So what happened was I come home because now when I come home, my baby mom hits me up to go get some pizza and stuff. She said, "It's on me. I'm paying for it." So like, what? My baby mom paying for me for once? Like, what the fuck is going on here? So she comes. So I go meet her, and it's right across the street from the park where I first met her. I love like that. She calls me over. We go to the Italian pizza place. We go there. She gives me a seat and everything. She said, "Yo, get whatever you want and stuff." And she said, "Oh, here." She pulled out a wad of money and said, "This is for our daughter." She gave me and said, and for you. So she gave me money and she gave my daughter money and stuff like that. I was like, "What the fuck?" So I'm not going to even question this shit. So she gave me money. So now here we go with this. So now we're talking and everything. And then she just mentioned her new man, the one that I said I was snapping out about. And then while we sitting down, she's talking about how good the sex is. You know, she's saying all kinds of stuff to me. Now I said, okay, I see what she's doing. She's getting here. She's trying to rally. She's trying to rally me up, trying to get me upset. Now she's talking about how good the dude's sex is and all this other type of stuff to try to piss me off or whatever like that. But she realized it wasn't getting to me. I said, "Oh, that's just not." I was like, "Oh, that's cool." or like that. I'm saying, like, as long as you give me this damn money for my daughter, I don't care what the fuck you do. And now my mind is on Melissa now. You know what I'm saying? This is before we got together. Now my mind is on Melissa. So I don't care what the fuck she's saying and stuff. She realized she ain't getting through to me and shit like that by saying these things to provoke me. So so she wanted to show me that she's doing good for herself. She's making money now and all this other type of stuff. Because now, like this is the problem I have with a lot of females that date me. They always trying to compete with me. Like if I'm doing something, doing this, they trying to do this to try to outperform me. Like we're supposed to be partners, not adversaries. Like,
yeah,
why are you always trying to compete against me? Like we supposed to be working together. But I don't know why it is when I meet women, they feel as though they need to compete. Like they never want to cooperate with me. They want to compete with me or whatever like that. If he's successful, I can be successful too.
Yeah.
Watch, I can do this. I'm like,
crazy,
what the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So
women don't even realize this, man. Dudes don't care if you're successful.
Yeah,
take care of you anyway.
Exactly. So now because she feels though now I'm in college. She knows that I'm about to get my degree. My life is turning around. So now she's trying to prove to me that look what I'm doing. Like I'm doing this, that, and the third down, and my life is going this, that, and third. Like I don't care. Like we're not together no more. Like you already made that known that we're not together no more. You already made that known. So why the fuck do I care? Just make sure you take care. You be a mom and take care of your daughter. That's all the fuck I care about.
Yeah.
So what happened was one day she did go visit her daughter at the house, and she was talking to my mom. My mom was on the laptop and she saw my Facebook profile. Now me and Melissa's together. She sees a picture of me and Melissa hugging each other. And that pissed her the fuck off. Because here's the thing with her. I knew what she's doing. She still want to keep that door open in case everything fuck up on her end. She think that I'm a safety net for her to come weasel her way back if something goes to go wrong and stuff. No, that door is fucking closed. You ain't never coming the fuck back here. You know what I'm saying? Don't even think about it or whatever. But yeah, so what happened was after that, my baby mom would call me now. Now that she knows that I have a girlfriend, she would call me more than usual because I would hear from her once in the blue moon. Now she's calling me every other day or whatever like that. And then that's when she said, whoever that bitch is, she'll never be my daughter's mom and all this other type of stuff. Now put my girlfriend in the midst, and my girlfriend's sitting on her computer doing her homework and shit. And now you trying to start some shit with my girlfriend. So it was just drama and stuff. So now we fast forward. Me and Melissa, we break up, and I'll explain that story at another time. And we didn't break up on a bad note. Let me put it that way. We didn't break up on a bad note.
This is the very final time.
I broke it. Huh?
Okay. This is the very final time. Okay.
Yeah, this is the final. Yeah, me and Melissa, we broke up. I broke it up. I broke it off. I broke it off. Not her. I did. Or whatever like that. But anyway, yeah, so it's just me again. And that's when you see that video I showed you when I came home. She starts showing up again. She showed up again, and she sees her daughter, and you've seen that video I put on Twitter. And that's that situation. And, you know, me wanting her to, it was always important to me for her to establish a relationship with her daughter. That's more important for me. My daughter needs to know her mom. But I wasn't thinking when I saw that video. Now I look at it like my daughter seeing her mom as a stranger. She looks at her, and my daughter got the eyes that I got. My eyes pierce through people's soul. It looks right through your soul. My daughter got it. So I look at how my daughter looks at her. Is looking right through her mom. And you can see that she's not really comfortable while her mom is holding her. She's not really comfortable. She don't know how to react to her. And she's looking at like, yo, like, is this bitch going to disappear again? You know what I'm saying? And now that I look at it, it was fucking me up because it's like, yo, like, I'm so caught up in like wanting them to bond with each other and not looking at the discomfort that my daughter's in being with her mom, with her own mother and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. So that, it just got crazy. And then after that, when I got near graduation and everything, I graduated, come home found out that my grandmother had passed away, the one I always talk to. She passed away during finals week. So I came straight home to her funeral, and my parents kept it from me because they didn't want me to lose my concentration. So they didn't tell me that she passed away. So when I came home, I had to bury my grandmother the next day. And then later on, my parents was telling my mom and dad told my dad and them told my dad, my brother told me that they found Hera. I was like, you mean you found Hera? Because she haven't been showing up to see her daughter like she said she was going to. Found out. I said, what do you mean you found her? He said, well, my brother Keo shows up and said, yeah, I found her on social media. So what do you mean? She don't have a social media. Well, she's like, yeah, she does. So I'm like, what do you mean? Because every time I type her name in, she don't show up. When my family used to type her in, she don't show up. So my brother, he's a photographer. My brother had some models over at the studio, and they saw my daughter was there that day. She was hanging with her uncle, and oh my god, the girls was like, oh my god, she's so adorable. This, that, and the other. And they kept asking my brother, is my daughter his? Said, no, that's my niece. This is my older brother's daughter. He said, oh my god. She said, well, she's obviously mixed. Like, with the mom, I want to know what the mom looked like. Like your niece is gorgeous. So my brother's like, well, I don't have no pictures of her. She don't have a social media, but I'll check social media anyway.
Wow.
And lo and behold, he typed her up, and she popped up. Now, remind you, my brother typed her up before. She never popped up, and there's the reason why she popped up. He typed her up underneath his Keo Arts photography. So found out she blocked me and the entire family, but she didn't know my brother had a photography page. So that wasn't blocked. So that's why I couldn't find her, because she already had us blocked months ago. So when she lied to me and said she don't have social media or whatever, when it was in fact a lie, she just had us blocked or whatever like that. So my brother said, oh shit. When he looked, it was a picture, it was a profile picture with some Mexican dude in Florida, and he got his arm around her in the bathroom. She's doing a selfie thing or whatever like that. So my brother was like, yeah, we found her. My dad said, yeah, we found her. I said, what do you mean you found her? Like, she's in Florida and she with some new nigga. I'm like, what do you mean? Like she with another dude? Like, what are you talking about? I said, yo, let me see it. And my brother he was like, yo, I don't want, like, you shouldn't see it, man. Like, we just got finished burying grandma yesterday. Like, it was all fucked up. I got my degree. I'm thinking my life is going to go up from here. I come home after graduation, find out my grandmother died, bury her, and now I'm finding out that my baby mom was some new nigga and started a whole new life. She started from scratch. She started a whole new life. She packed her bags, moved to Florida, and lived with him and his family. And she's 6 years older than him. She's 6 years older than him. And this Mexican family got money. They got a big house. Now I'm going on the profile page. She was going on cruises. She was going to Disney World. And she's putting up all these pictures like, yeah, like, I love my boo, and all this other type of stuff. And I'm fuming because I'm like, I said, Lord, what is going on here? I come back. I'm trying to better my life. I went to college. I'm trying to do everything to get my life together. I come back and shit like that. My grandma, the most wonderful person in the universe, is dead and gone, while her fucking evil ass mom is still alive and shit like that. And now she started a whole new life and stuff right here. And while I'm here trying to hustle and grind and struggling right now, like Lord, please answer me right now. Why, is this some type of trial or test that I'm still going through? Or are you still punishing me for something that I don't know about? What is going on here? So I'm losing my mind. My brother's kind of telling me to calm down. I said, no, this is not fair. This is not fair at all. This bitch packed her bags up, started a whole new life. Like, she does, like, I don't exist, her daughter don't exist, and everything. What
so your daughter essentially has two, you said a half sister? So
yeah, half sister. She's not pregnant yet.
How many kids did she have with that guy?
Only one. Yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
Your daughter never saw her sister pretty much ever in her entire life? That's fucking nuts.
Never. So now I'm upset. I said, I can't believe this bitch. Like, she started a whole new life. She started a whole new life and everything. Left me with our kid, left our kid and everything. Mm-hmm. Started a whole new life. Like, nothing ever fucking happened and shit like that. Buried my grandma, and I'm struggling to find a job after college and shit like that. I'm like, what's going on here? I'm trying to do everything right. Why am I being punished? So I was crying and everything. I was frustrated and started crying. And remind you, I still haven't been doing my YouTube. I haven't returned back to YouTube yet or whatever like that. So I'm like, I'm frustrated. I said, Lord, what is going on? Why I'm being punished and stuff like that? So my dad was like, listen, son, it's social media. He said those pictures, they're like they don't tell the full picture. So I'm telling you right now, that bitch is miserable. This is all a facade. Those pictures you seeing her happy, she's not happy. No person is happy. You can't just leave your child and abandon your child and not have any guilt about it. Said, yo, that guilt is eating her alive right now. And she's tossing and turning it every night. I'll guarantee you that. So I'm listening to dad, like, sure, I know, like, I'm your son. You wanna say things to make me feel better, but no, come to find out, yeah, he was right. He was right. Later on, I found out he was fucking right. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I'm upset. So you know me, now I'm about to be petty. So what I did was I go on Facebook, I made a new Facebook profile, and it had a picture with me and her and our daughter together. And the Facebook page called Hera is a Liar. That was the name of it. And I put up all our pictures of us together, like DMs of certain things and stuff like that. Of certain things and stuff that she was lying about and stuff. So I said, okay, here's the plan. I said, I can't contact my baby mom, because if I contact my baby mom, she sees this profile, she's gonna run or whatever like that. So I can't do that. I can't approach him. His name is Julio, this Mexican dude. I said, if I approach him, he's going to probably block me and whatever like that, and scratch all his internet history and shit. Mm-hmm. So I said, this is what to do. I'm going to add all their friends and family members. So that's what I did. I added all her friends and family, and with that profile, it says Hera is a Liar. It has pictures with her with the baby and me and shit like that. So, oh my God. Yeah. When I say a shitstorm has started. Because then her girlfriends from Florida started attacking me, started calling me a weirdo, started calling me a stalker. She told me all about you. She told me that you used to beat on her, you was abusive to her, you wouldn't allow her to leave the house. I'm like, now I'm hurt, because like she's going around telling this new family that I was abusive to her after my dad got shot because of her. Like everything I've been through, I'm the abuse. I was mind-boggling. So I said, I understand this. I understand what she's doing. She has to erase her history so she can move on to the next family, so no one can know her past. So she's going to try to make herself look like the victim. I see what's going on here. So one of her other girlfriends get on, start calling me all kinds of bitch ass niggas and stuff like that. And then and she said, and this would hurt me even more, because she said that, like, you're a liar. That's not, she said that child is not hers. She literally said that my daughter is from a previous relationship. So she pretty much disowned, said that wasn't her daughter. Yo, that crushed me. I said, yo, she really going out her way. She really trying to erase herself to the point that she's not even claiming her own daughter to this family and shit like that. Mm-hmm. So I said, are you sure about that? And her friend kept calling me a weirdo and all that type of stuff. I was like, all right, I got something better for you. I went back and got the hospital pictures where she's laying in the fucking bed at the hospital holding her daughter, and me in the picture with her. And then her girlfriend said, oh my God, this is fucking crazy. Is she with the emoji with the big eyes? And then she stopped talking to me. Because now they say, oh shit, this bitch, now they question. Now people will start questioning her now. Because I'm like, yo, she went out her way to do this. So now I want the child support now. Now I want the child support. So that's what I'm coming for. I'm coming for the child support and shit like that.
Yeah.
So and the things like I don't need it. But now I'm in petty mode now. I'm upset. I'm in petty mode right now. So I'm like, okay. So after that, now Julio's male friends start contacting me. Say, yo, dog, man, stop being a pussy and man up. So what, she left the whatever like that. It's just still your responsibility to take care of your child, this, that, and the third. So they're okay. They're okay with this. They're okay with her abandoning her kid. They're okay with this. All right. So they're okay with it. So all right, I see what's going on. So I'm not even worried about it. So now he finally, so now I look and type her names back up. My baby mom's profile is gone. Julio made her wipe all her social media. He made her clear all.
Of course, his name is Julio. Of course.
Julio made her wipe all her social media, so she can't be found. Period. So Julio finally contacted me, and he started talking to me. Say, "Yo, bro, seriously, I think that's kind of weird. You know, you doing what you're doing, this, that, and the third. I was like, no, fuck all that. I said, first of all, look, I don't want her. You can have her. I said, but yet, I said, she's a mom. She got responsibilities and stuff like that. And she haven't paid any child support or anything or whatever. So I'm trying to get in touch with her because of that, this, that, and the third and stuff. So I said, look, I'm going to tell you what other niggas ain't going to tell you. I'm her baby daddy, and I'm going to give you some advice. If she ran and packed up her bags and left this child, do not get her pregnant because she's going to do the same fucking thing to you. I want to give you some, I want to drop some knowledge on you. So guess what? Kudos. You know what I'm saying? You got the problem off my hands. So he said, yo, man, like, you know, she's not really hard to handle. Like, you know, you should have just been on her or whatever like that. You shouldn't be letting her go to these places and do to them. I was like, yo, I said, bro, that sound like being insecure. If I gotta go out, if I can't trust her to go out and do things, then I shouldn't be with that person. So if you're doing those things and you won't let her do certain things, then why are you with her? So he already let me know that he's insecure, like he doesn't really trust her like that. So he already so he said, okay, so Harry haven't changed. She's doing some shit over there. So he let me know by what he's saying to me. So like, all right. So I said, so this is the thing that I didn't like about family court. When I went to go try to file for, when I when I first found out that Harry was over there, when I tried to file for child support, they told me that I need to get in contact with the baby mom and get her address. I got to give them the address and all the information so they can follow and do the things they need to do. I'm saying, wait, hold up. But the woman next to me, I'm literally listening to the woman next to me who can't find her baby daddy. They found the baby daddy through their sister. They found the baby daddy. She didn't have to provide any of that stuff because she didn't have that information. I don't have that information. Why can't you fucking find her? So now I have to go out and find my baby mom. So if my baby mom goes ghost, how can I ever get child support then? If y'all not going to go look for her, y'all aren't y'all part of the government or something like that? Why can't y'all find her? Why I gotta get you the information, but yet y'all finding these niggas, you know, these women's baby daddies, y'all find them everywhere. Why y'all can't find my baby mom? Why I gotta provide that information for you? So so I told him, look, I just need your address and everything, so I can be able to get the information to send to the court. And he said, all right. He said, listen, he said, yeah. So I'm gonna talk to Hera and this, that, and the third, and I'm gonna call you back. And that motherfucker didn't call me back. He blocked me, and then he got rid of his social media. So now I don't got none of the information to take her to court, get child support or anything. So I was like, man, fuck it. It's a lost cause. And I just went about my business, man. I said, I got to grind.
What year was that when all that happened? The final straw.
The final, talking about that incident I just mentioned.
Yeah.
All right. It's after I graduated from college. So it was like 2014. It was like 2014 when it happened. So then I was like, you know what, Brian? Like, I had a hard time getting a job because they say I didn't have the experience, but you got to hire me to give me the experience and stuff. Yeah. I had a business degree. I had a bachelor's degree in business administration and stuff. And then I had to lower my standards and get a job in other places, and I was overqualified. So it was like I didn't feel like a man because how can I provide for my daughter if I can't get a job? She's over here living her life and shit like that. I went to college. I'm doing everything the fucking right way. Why is everything so fucking hard on me? I'm like, God, please answer me. Like, why is everything so fucking hard on me right now? So that's what got me. I got back on YouTube after that. I got back on YouTube, started doing my YouTube thing, and then after that, after I didn't get this one job, because this female manager found out since I had a bachelor's degree, since I was overqualified, I was even qualified to be the manager to pretty much take her job. So she didn't hire me when she found that out or like that. She made all this bullshit up, why, and all this other type of stuff. So she didn't hire me. So that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And I said, you know what? All right, I knew what I'm going to do. So all I had was $250 in my account. And while I was in college, I was already learning how to do animation, and I was doing hentai animation at the time. So I was like, you know what? After all the semesters I was practicing 3D hentai, I said, I think it's time to take it to the next level, upgrade the visuals and everything. I said I had to get a graphics card. So I had a shitty Dell desktop and stuff. I can't remember what graphic card it was that was out at the time in 2014. But
the card forever ago at this point, 2014.
Yeah, dude. The card cost exactly $230, and all I had was $250 in my bank account. So I took that shit out of my account, bought that graphics card, upgraded the card, and started my 3D hentai journey. Uploaded my first movie. It was a Fuda on female type of video. It was called Fudanary Fantasy. And because I'm not really into the Fuda female stuff, but it makes a lot of money. Fuda makes money like a motherfucker. So that was my first feature film of that caliber. And I created a clip store for my hentai stuff. And I remember I made that video. I put the trailer up. The trailer had got 20,000 views within 2 hours on naughtymachinima.com, which is like a YouTube for hentai stuff. I put it on there. I put it on the clip store. I went to bed. I woke up the next day. I looked at my account on the clip store. I had $700 in my account. It made $700 overnight. It scared me. I said, no, this can't be real. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to work on the next movie. Worked on the next movie. Put that up a week later. I made $1,200 overnight off of that film. And remind you, the first film is still making money. So I made so now I made $1,200 with this film. I'm making money now. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I said, yo, Brian, you found something. Run with it. Don't question it. Just run with it. And before you know it, man, I'm making thousands of dollars doing 3D hentai and stuff like that. So now I was able to buy my first car. I just got my driver's license. I'm getting my life together. I bought my first car and stuff like that. Open up a new bank account because I didn't have a bank account for some time. Open up a bank account. And then after that, I was able to get my daughter in private school and stuff because I'm making the money. I'm stacking the bread up and stuff like that. So now I'm investing in stuff. Now I'm trying different things with my money, trying to see if I can take this money, flip it to make more money for me and stuff. And now I'm buying arcade sticks. You know what I'm saying too? The Switch came and the Switch was announced. So then I had the money to get the Switch. So I was able to drop that money. I dropped the full amount of this down. Day one pre-order for the Nintendo Switch. And now things are just working. Things just started working out for me.
The last thing I wanted to ask you before we go out in a little bit, the last thing was that recently you had made the decision to pivot from culture war content because you felt as if, like, let's use Grumps for example. Let's say Grumps did a tweet or whatever. Then even if it would be wrong, people would just suck him off and blow him just because he's on their side. But if it was a leftist, but if Grumps was let's say a liberal, progressive, an activist, or a liberal, whatever, they would be like, man, this is the worst person ever. You're a demon. You need to go to hell. Like, that's why I guess you could say that kind of content is so just. I would call it the Wild West of content, you know? Well, people will legit just turn on you at any moment if you don't give them the approved opinion that they are hoping you'd give. And I just can't do that, you know?
Yeah, because that's the culture we're turned into. It's not about any nuance whatsoever. It's now it's like a team sport. You on this team and the other people's on that team. And it became binary. It became like it became black and white. Like you either for this or you against this shit or whatever like that. And we came into this place where the age of social media where now we have created echo chambers. And you're only following people that confirms your own biases and stuff like that. So what's going on is people don't like different opinions. I don't care what side you're on. Even if you're a non-wokey, you still feel some type of way when somebody says something that you don't agree with. It hits you a bit or whatever like that, just like a wokey would, because you're so used to being around people that shares the same sentiments as you do. And that's what happened with the culture war or whatever like that. We got to the point where we started officially nominating people as mouthpieces and leaders for the culture war. And that shouldn't have been that way. Here it is. We had gamers talking about our mistake was we didn't gatekeep the gaming community. Well, the thing is, y'all didn't gatekeep the culture war, the anti-woke side, because now we got people coming in here grifting. And I said before, what's going on is it's
the JDA thing you had a while ago, aged like fine wine, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh no, fucking hell, man.
Yeah. So
because you know what happened now with people like Grums? I know you don't really care for him all that much. I don't care for him either. People are like, I'm a Grums fan. I don't know what the fuck that is supposed to mean. People say gay shit like that. But what will happen is people like him, I'm not saying a bad person. I've not really interacted with him, but like him as an example. You have people like that will come into a movement, and then people that are the leaders or that have the big influence like that person because he's saying the exact same thing they're saying, and they think that person is genuine, and then they kind of absorb that person to that group. So that means that this person is just protected on every single angle, even when is that how a group's supposed to function? You just say some shit I agree with on one thing, so that means I just have to give you all my audience and all my influence. Like, what the fuck is that?
That's why I love my audience, because I say, I even tell my audience every time I'm going to say some shit that you're going to disagree with, and I'm gonna and sometimes I'm going to have some L takes. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully you guys are smart enough to say, hey, that's just MugenLord's take. He's still a cool dude and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You certainly get to the point where you have to be 100% on board with everybody, with everything and stuff like that. The moment you say something I don't like, then you're an asshole or you're this is that.
And Grums has that thing where he hasn't did the whole thing with the game that he apparently
that's it. And that's the thing. I knew nothing about it, and like I said, Mr. Drizzle or whatever his name is,
Drizzle,
he was the one that brought that to light. Because the thing is, I had a run-in with Grums. Where the problem I had with Grums was Mighty Keith had put a stupid ass post up,
which is every day.
Yeah. And the thing is, I like Mighty Keith's this is the thing about social media. And this also goes for YouTubers and content creators.
Yeah.
The worst thing that social media has done to celebrities aren't treated as gods anymore, because these celebrities go on social media and say some of the dumbest shit ever. You know what I'm saying? And now they lost that godship that people used to put them on. Same thing with content creators. I watch Mighty Keith's content. I love the fuck out of Mighty Keith content, but I never knew he was on social media. And then years later, found out that he's on X, because now I'm on X. I follow this motherfucker, and he says some of the dumbest shit at times, like some of the dumbest shit. And it kind of disappoints me, but I still follow him. You know what I'm saying? I still follow. I'm not sure if he blocked me by now.
I still have some people that are completely crazy progressives that I follow. They don't follow me, but because you know, I do believe that even though we have disagreements, with most people, I do believe like I like listening to the other side just to know what they're saying, because if you don't, then you become a walled off. You know?
So this is what happened. Grums, Mighty Keith said something dumb. I can't remember what it was, but what I did was I screenshotted it. I screenshotted it right away because it was dumb as shit. It was fucking dumb. I screenshot it because I had a feeling that this motherfucker is going to delete this shit, because I'm already looking in the comments and just niggas is coking them and shit. It was the Trump, when Trump got shot in the air. It was the Trump. He was saying that it was staged and all this other type of stuff and everything. So people was cooking him. People was cooking him in the thing. So what I did was I screen captured it and I posted it and shit like that. And then my audience started cooking them off the post of the screenshot, because I had a feeling that post was going to be there too long. And lo and behold, I went to go click back on it. It was gone. He got rid of the post. So good that I have it. So I was the only one who had that screenshot. The only one, because people was looking for it and couldn't find it. Lo and behold, Grums had put it up. Now I'm not upset that Grums had put it up, and I didn't even know that Grums put it up. My friend, one of my followers, Zero Dozer, I was tagged. I look at my notifications like, why is Zero tagging me? What's going on? And I see that he said, well, he said, can you at least like credit MugenLord? Like, you know, this was his screen grab or whatever like that. So I'm like, what is he talking to? And I look, I see Grums is like attached. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
I remember this one. It was where he didn't put you as the person that he took the screenshot from. I remember that one.
What he did was he took my screenshot, but he cut me out of it.
I remember that. I remember that
whole thing. And the thing was, I didn't approach Grums. I just let my audience say what they wanted to say. I didn't say nothing. What I did say was that I said, I'm used to this. I said, there's a lot of big content creators. And like I said, even said to my stream like a couple days ago, because I don't like starting like beef with content creators, because it never ends well. Because beef, the thing about beef when you beef with content creators, the clicks are good, but people's only coming for the beef. Once the beef is done, your channel, like those inflated views you get, it hits rock bottom after that, because people only came for the drama. Now you got all these subscribers because of the drama. But once the drama is gone, those people are not active viewers of your channel. They don't give a shit about anything you upload. So now you got all these subscribers, but your view count is low as fuck and shit like that. So that's why I was like, there's a lot of YouTubers who I've seen and YouTubers I've watched who would take my content and don't credit me especially when it comes to my videos, don't credit me, or they would screen grab my tweets and even use my tweets as the thumbnails, but crop me out of it and make a shit ton of content. I mean, big YouTubers within the space would do this shit. And this is the thing that really cracks me up is that these people that I do watch, when I watch their content regularly, anytime that they use somebody else's stuff, they would normally shout them out in the video. But for some strange reason, when it comes to me, motherfuckers don't give me no shout outs. They just take my shit. But they would shout everybody out. But now when it's my shit, no one shouts me out. Like, what the fuck is going on here? So it's this one big VTuber who I won't mention, my artist who does my Venus, who draw my characters and does my comic and stuff. And like I said, she's from the Philippines. She don't know shit about the culture war, and that's good. She don't need to be involved in this shit. So she don't know nothing about that. She don't know nothing about the culture war. But what's so crazy about how viral one of my posts went, because I was beefing with Anita Sarkeesian's friend. That's at Kotaku, that tranny. I can't remember what his name.
I remember him. Yeah.
I was beefing with him, and my post got over 1 million views on Twitter. It went viral, and every big YouTuber in the space was covering it, and not one person didn't even shout me out or nothing. They actually cropped me. They cropped me the fuck out and everything. But this is the crazy thing. They normally credit people and shout people out, but when it's me, no one is crediting or shouting me out. What the fuck is going on? So my artist hits me up on Discord. She said, "Oh my god, like this VTuber is covering one of your tweets or whatever like that." So I'm watching it right now because I watched this VTuber. I was like, "Oh shit, let me see it." She sends me the link. I click on it. So when I click on it, I'm watching the video, and throughout the whole video, my shit is cropped out. I'm cropped out of the whole thing. They cover the whole thing and don't mention me not one time in it. But everybody else, that's other topics that that this person is covering, is shouting other people out in the same video. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I was like, okay, I'm not watching this person no more. I'm like, yo, I said, this is crazy. And it's a lot of, like I said, I'm not naming names, and people that was there that day know who I'm referring, know the people I'm referring to, because they seen it. They court these people on 4K. Then there was another big person within the culture war space who took my tweet that was beefing with the Kotaku tranny or whatever like that. He had my post and had all these views on my tweet and shit like that. And people kept tagging him, saying, like, tag me in it and say, yo, that's MugenLord's tweet, because I was cut out of it. That's MugenLord's tweet. That's MugenLord's tweet. He finally did some video about it, covers it, and don't mention me at all. I said, okay, I see what this shit is. I see what the fuck is going on with this shit, man. Like I said, it's all good. I said it's a thing where they don't want certain people to grow, or they don't want this certain people to get certain attention because they want the attention on them. But if you want to sit there and make you got a shit ton of views, you make money off my shit. I don't want to get paid from, but goddamn, like, at least say, yo, shout out to MugenLord, this, that, and the other. Check out his channel or something.
Super simple. Tag someone. Literally, it's not even that hard to do. Yeah.
Like, it's only the big YouTubers. The YouTubers who don't, who I'm bigger than, they shout me out. They give me credit, but it's the bigger YouTubers that's not giving me credit. That's the crazy thing. I said, that's ridiculous. So I mentioned that in the tweet. I said, this happens all the time. This, that, and the third. Before you know, I look, Grum's blocked me. The motherfucker blocked me.
I remember that. I
never interacted with him.
And that wasn't even disrespectful. Like, because, you know, he starts flipping out if someone, like, questions him about his late video game or whatever, and he blocks them. You didn't do anything wrong, but say, hey, can I get some credit if you're going to just use my shit? It's not even that bad.
I'm going to be honest with you. I believe that he unblocked me because he got a lot of flack for that, because a lot of people unfollow him. A lot of my followers who followed him sort of unfollow him. Like, yo, how the fuck you going to do my boy MugenLord like that? Like, motherfucker, what is you doing? So people sort of mass unfollowing him, and because other than that, he would never respond. I believe after he got that backlash, like, yo, how the fuck you gonna do MugenLord of all people like that and shit like that? So he sends me a DM the next morning and say, yo, like, I'm just saying, yo, some wires got tangled up and stuff, and I just wanted to say, you know, I unblocked you. He didn't say sorry. He just said I unblocked you, and then he left it at that. We didn't communicate after that or whatever. But like I said, when it comes to this culture war stuff, it's clicks. Is everybody has their own clicks, and what people need to do, especially us as viewers in the audience, we also have to check these people, because alternative media was the go-to source against the mainstream, because the mainstream was propagandizing us, lying to us. These game journalists was covering for these studios, so we were the alternative media. So now you got to watch the alternative media, because the alternative media is the new mainstream media now. They're the new mainstream media. These content creators
that you all put out in your videos that I agreed with, which was fans, not creators, fans themselves will be like, man, why do these studios always keep making these movies, like these sequels and remakes and blah, blah, blah? Then movies that have none of that come out, they don't support. The same thing you said along with video games, like video games that will come out that aren't like big AAA titles will come out, fans don't play them. It's like some of these fans just ain't shit either. Like,
thank you. It's like similar. It's similar to the black community when I talk about how black people talk about, like, yo, we you know, they talk about the problem, and then when it's actually time to perform, to provide solutions, it's all talk. It's all fucking talk. It's time to actually do something for the black community. Black folks don't do shit for the community. Same thing with gamers. They talk all this shit about the mainstream media. Everything is woke this, everything is woke that. And then here it is, even on my channel, I even did an experiment. I started covering indie games, started showing all these different alternatives. Now, I'm not saying that you're supposed to just automatically like an indie game because it's indie, but what I'm saying is at least check it out. Even if it's not your cup of tea, at least spread the word, because it may get around to somebody who actually may like this or whatever like that. So every time when I start posting up indie games, nobody fucking watches it. Nobody. When I'm trying to provide alternatives,
because that's the thing there. People don't even know what they want, so they want to tell the creator what they want, but then when you make that what they want and what they ask you, they don't watch it. That's why I always tell people that they do content, just do whatever you want to do, because people don't know what the fuck they want. People have been bitching and moaning that sequels and remakes constantly get made. It came out last year. That's the only movies that made money. It's the only thing people went and supported. But then they complain that sequels and remakes get made more. It's like, you guys don't watch those other type of movies. It's proven. You don't actually you don't say what you're about. I'm pretty sure you saw it recently. The box office has been very bad. There's not just sequels and remakes. There's original-esque movies there. You guys can watch that shit. I don't understand why do people lie. I don't get it. Like, just say you're not interested. Or just don't lie about shit that you weren't going to go support in general.
And like I said, I'm going to be honest. Yeah, gamers are full of shit too. Gamers are full of shit. And every time I do an indie, every time I cover an indie game, it hurts my channel. It hurts me in the algorithm, because it gets the lowest. I remember. It gets the lowest of lows. Where I dude, because normally this is how I can calculate how my video is going to be successful. I'm supposed to at least get 100 views per hour. 100 views per hour. So I'm supposed to at least get, for a channel my size, at least 100 views per hour. Every time I upload an indie game, like within 6 hours, my video only got 98 views within 6 hours. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, no one is watching this shit. No one. How 6 hours went by and I only got 98 views and I got 24,000 subscribers? What the fuck is going on? Because these people don't give a shit. They just want to hear me talk about Square Enix has gone woke. You know what I'm saying? LGBTQ can suck my dick and this, that. They want to hear that shit. They just want to hear all. They want to hear all about the problems, but they don't care about solutions. They don't care about it. That's why I did that experiment on purpose, to see if these gamers actually give a shit about actual gaming. And a lot of these gamers don't give a shit. They just want to talk about they love to
or you have people that'll go, Mugen, why don't you buy this new game to watch it? Or sorry, why don't you buy this new game to play it? But then if you didn't buy it, they would say, oh, you're a grifter. You're just saying these things for clout. It's literally a never-ending cycle of bullshit constantly.
No one watches it. No one watches those videos. And it frustrates me because I like to cover this stuff, but it hurts my channel. Now when I do upload a banger or a video that has potential, it doesn't track because I'm fucked up in the algorithm now. Now I have to climb back out. Now I have to do a succession of bangers or videos that's going to climb me back to the top of the algorithm again, or whatever like that, because I took a chance.
Should have showed up with your Melanie Mac one when you dropped the video on her.
What I get? Where I'm at now? 30,000 views. 30 or 40.
You had like
I don't know where I'm at.
14K. I remember when you uploaded in like an hour, 14,000 views in an hour.
Let me see. I'm gonna see where I'm at on that video right now. Where that Melody Mac, like, it's crazy how people showed the fuck up for that.
Sure for that one. That one was instant. You saw the fucking sparks go off in the YouTube studio and everything.
Yo, when I say sparks was going off, sparks was going the fuck off. What did I get on? What did I get on that Melody Mac? Where that shit at?
Let me see if I can find
that
it.
much time went by. Damn, where is it?
Popular. You put it that earlier this year. I remember that.
Let me just type in our name. I don't even see it. Oh, there it is.
Scroll down.
It's 19. Yeah, it's right there. It's 19K. It's 2 months ago. It's at 19K of views. That shit was climbing like a motherfucker. The moment I posted that shit, like, niggas was on that shit like fly on shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like, for real. Dude, I posted it. I would go refresh the page within like 2 minutes. It was already at 100 views. I was in 2 minutes. I'm like, what the fuck? So it goes to show what people really want to hear. People don't care about gaming. They really don't care about gaming itself. They they love the drama. It's the drama. Like, people come for the drama. So when I did that Melody Mac video, and I knew it was going to be a hit.
Oh yeah,
I just knew it was going to be a hit. I did it, and it blew the fuck up. So I'm not surprised.
She was bugging out, saying the most retarded shit possible. She said, "We eat Factory 2. I have to drop my clipped version of it when we did the episode on the show." She said some of the most dumbest things I have ever heard. It sounded like she didn't even know why people were mad. She said certain things. I remember you watched the video where she said like, "Oh well, gay and blah 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 is for perversion. No one wants that stuff in their games." But she missed out on a clear aspect where people don't want it to be forced on them. They would like it if it's more authentic. She thought that everyone here just hated gay people. It's like, no, most people, the only real issue they have is like with true people, because that's just mental delusion. If you want to suck dick or even go ahead, I don't really care. If you say you're trans and you're a dude wearing a wig, that's where I gotta draw the line at. But I don't give a fuck if you're gay. Who gives a fuck, honestly? Take a dick up your ass for all you want. But she made it seem like everyone here was enjoying seeing all this stuff the way it was. I was like, no, I didn't know what she was arguing, because it sounded like such bullshit. And she just went off on her. She straight up attacked her audience and called you fucking pieces of shit, losers, gooners, as what she said. And people still support her. It doesn't matter. She straight up talked to her audience like they were just dogs on a fucking street. All these men that support her, even though she's not interesting at all, her opinions are pretty just ass in general. She let all those guys talk. All those guys, she talked to them that way. They don't care. Actual losers. You're a fucking loser.
Well, I mean, they simps. I mean, like, look, man, like, when it comes to female content creators in general, especially in the culture war, it's the easiest grip for female content creators within this space. Just be a female, be attractive. Niggas can care less what she says out of her mouth. If she's
because they don't watch for that anyway. They
don't watch her. They don't care. Most dudes don't care about these chicks' opinions when it comes to this shit. If she's especially when she's attractive, they just go there because she's nice eye candy. And they just hope that she answers them in the chat and stuff. It's fucking pathetic and stuff like that. I stopped, like I said, like, I started pivoting away from it. I detoxed from culture war stuff. Now, I did that months ago. I stopped watching. I stopped watching. The Melody. I don't really watch Melody Mac like that. I watch her sometimes. I would peek in every once in a while. But I stopped watching Melody Mac. I stopped watching Vera Dark. I stopped watching the Demion. I stopped watching. Who else? It's a lot of people. There's so many people within this space. I stopped watching Sayel. I stopped watching Clownfish TV. I stopped watching Yellow Flash. I stopped watching Eric July's stuff at the time when he's covering stuff like that. I stopped watching a lot of that stuff. I just got away from it. I was like, it's like, because if you constantly keep sucking that stuff in, man, it does no good for you, man. Because people, it start to change, it start to contort what reality is, and you start making that your identity, where you start, like Anita Sarkeesian says, like, everything is sexist, everything is racist, everything is homophobic. It's the same thing when it comes to this woke stuff. Like, when you're anti-woke, everything is just woke. Everywhere you turn around is diversity, that's DEI, that you see it everywhere, and you gotta call it out. It's the same way, but the other on the flip side, and that's what's going on in this space. And when I start seeing certain people turn on me, like my first backlash that I got was the Perfect Dark. When I commented about Joanna Dark, I say, yes, the Western studios make a lot of female characters look manly and ugly and stuff. But I said, I'm not gonna lie, this Joanna Dark, she really doesn't look that bad, and she looked close to her model, because if you look at the actual female model, she got a fucking strong ass like square jaw, but that's just her facial feature. She looks gorgeous in the face, but she got a manly ass jaw, and she's biological female, but she's got a manly ass jaw. Some females come out that way. Sometimes God make them that way. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
But I said she looks close. She looks close to the model and stuff like that. And I got hit so hard, you know, from the tweet. Like, what's like, oh my God. So like, now you going woke now? I'm like, what? I'm like, what? I'm like, yo, like, stop and think for a minute. Like, you can stop and look at this, and I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. I'm not gonna sit here and call everything woke or every woman that's from Western studios that's made a certain way. Oh, that's a fucking man. It looks like a fucking man and stuff like that. No, I'm looking at this with my own very own eyes.
Yeah, I'm not even saying people need to like forsake obvious red flags, because you know red flags exist, but to go to massive, what's that old saying? It's a song. You go from 0 to 100. It's literally always 0 to 100. It's never 0 to 70, 0 to 50, 0 to 60. It's always the biggest extreme, or it's the absolute just fucking worst thing ever. I don't get it with people anymore.
I know.
Happens with movies, television, anime, everything. Either it's a masterpiece, or it's fucking whatever you just said, like woke and all that bullshit people, or it's just gonna flop and it's gonna fail. Like, what are we doing in the world anymore?
And that was the thing that I was upset about, because some people were saying that I'm going woke, or some people will call me a grifter and stuff like that. I'm like, do y'all not watch my channel? I always show you where I told you where I stand and stuff. I give credit where credit is due. You know my stance on localization. I personally don't give a fuck about localization. If the game is fucking good, I'm playing that fucking game. Now, if you don't like the localization, that's fine. I'm not going to judge you for it or whatever like that. So my thing, I always tell people that I would never tell you how to spend your fucking money. That's the whole point of my channel. What I do is I give you the fucking information. I give you my perspective on it, and I show you the nuance to this that is not always may be the case. Sometimes you got to look at all the other factors around it before you just go in and just go headstrong with a certain thing or whatever like that. That's the point of the content that I tell you about within the culture war or whatever like that. I give you the information so you can make the educated decision whether or not you want to spend your money. Because why would I tell you not to spend the money doesn't mean to turn around and buy the exact game that I told you not to buy. So that makes me a fucking hypocrite and a grifter. You know what I'm saying? So no, here's the information. If you want to go, this is the information you got, make the decision based off of that. There you go. But I would never tell you not to go out and do certain things that I will end up going out doing anyway. That's just not me. I give you the information, that's it. But people don't even want that. I gotta pick a side. No, that's not how I operate. I always look at everything case by case. And we did the same thing with Tekken 8 before Tekken 8 came out. People kept making this post showing Lily said something about cultural appropriation. Oh my God, Tekken 8 is going woke because Lily said cultural appropriation. Yada yada yada. So the game didn't come out yet. Somebody had took a screen capture from one of the characters. I think it was either Lily's ending or that new chick that makes coffee or whatever her name is. So I said, yo, it's just a screenshot. We don't know the context of this. Hold your horses. Just wait and see how this plays out before you just call something woke. And it didn't take that long. A couple minutes later, or maybe an hour later, we get the full context, and they actually was making fun of the whole cultural appropriation dialogue and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, see, y'all already about to go jump the fucking gun. It was already too late. Consecrated was already making culture war people was already making videos about it. Making videos, monetizing it, and everything, and didn't even wait. They jumped straight at it and didn't even wait. That's why other people started getting mad at me too. Because people say, dude, you always fucking late with the news. This is old news. And then you gotta understand with social media. News get obsolete within minutes. The minute the news come out. Yeah, I wait a couple days because either new information come out so I can add that news in there along with the old news.
That's what I do too. Yeah.
Or the narrative may change, or the truth may finally come out. So I don't jump on things right away. And I'm gonna stick to that motto because everybody's jumping at this shit so early because they want to monetize it. It's all about money in this culture war at this point. People just trying to make money now. People just trying to get the bag. It's not even about fighting the culture war. Grums is doing it. Everybody's trying to get that bag. So what's going on is you have these culture war leaders that people had nominated as their leaders to be the vocal mouthpiece. And these leaders are coming together, becoming friends, and creating their cliques. or whatever like that. Now they're becoming the mainstream now. They're the alternative are now becoming the mainstream. So now what happens is as they form this clique, now this person within the clique got access to this person's audience. This person got access to this person's audience.
Yep.
That audience equals money. So now if everybody got hundreds and thousands of subscribers and everybody's sharing it amongst each other within the clique, everybody's eating together. So now what's going to happen if somebody within the group is being a hypocrite or being a scam artist or something like that?
They can't call that person out because they want financial access to that big audience, the other big audience too.
Exactly. That's what's going on right now. So when these people get on these platforms, they don't hard press them. They don't get asked them the hard questions. Just like with politicians, when Biden was in office, when Kamala was in the office, when it's time to ask them the questions and stuff, the mainstream media would ask them all these fucking softball questions. But when Trump get in there, they all this kind of nonsense they give Trump and stuff like that. It's the same thing that's happening within this space within the anti-woke side, where you have these people who's not being straight up, they're being dishonest, they have no integrity and shit like that, and they either look the other way or they won't ask them the hard questions at all because they're gonna lose access to them. And they're being politicians. It's no different. They became the mainstream now.
All right. I know how you feel, man. It's fucking hell. People will, I can't say names, and if you guys saw my DMs, it would blow up. I will say this. People will sit on streams and say certain things that you would go, okay, I agree. It makes perfect sense. But in reality, I don't practice any of that. Yeah, you see it all the time. People will say, hey, I don't agree that this should happen at all on Twitter. Completely different tone. Go on other people's shows, different tone. You're like, what the fuck's going on here? You feel like you're living in a zeitgeist. People just, what's that saying? You go with the wind, you go wherever the wind blows. You have like a bunch of people that literally will only go if that direction is, the wind is going that way. That's it. Yeah. They don't really have any actual thought of their own. They just want to be on the bigger person's side because they feel like they're on that right side. It's like, what the fuck? Are you an NPC? Because it feels like a lot of you actually, no offense, sound like NPCs to me. Yeah. All that shit is just bot language, But last things I'll ask you, man, is the first thing, which is, do you have anything planned coming up that you want to let the audience know about?
Yeah, my Venus and Ryan Comics website is almost done. I'm building it myself. That's why I'm tired. I'm tired and everything because I've been up for the past couple of days. Once the website, I'm probably gonna have it done by tomorrow, but it probably won't launch until next month, like the first week of April or whatever like that. Because I gotta buy the domain name, and that shit costs money and stuff like that. I got bills to pay. I gotta get the bills done first before I go do this domain thing. So once the website is out, you'll be able to buy a copy of Chapter 1 of VK for those who missed out on the pre-order campaign of it. You just can't get the variant covers B, C, and D. That was campaign exclusive or whatever like that. You won't be able to get those, but you will be able to purchase VK Chapter 1, the A cover. You'll be able to get. I will be doing a store cover at some point. I gotta pay my artist to make the cover and stuff. So whenever I get around to getting her to do that, you will be able to get a store cover that's exclusive to the store. But yeah, when the store is available, when it's available on the website, oh man, I can't wait to show off the website. I'm gonna do a video about it. I'm proud of it because I'm a one-man army. Like this shit costs money. I don't have a staff. I don't have a team to hire. I gotta do all this shit myself. That's the thing about being independent. You gotta do a lot of this shit yourself. So yeah, I'm proud of the site. I can't wait to see you guys be able to see it. But yes, you'll be able to buy a VK Chapter 1, and you better buy merchandise. Like I said before, I got make mouse pads too of all the different characters. You do everything in house. There's another mouse pad, the VK mouse pad.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, the VK mouse pad, and of course, like I said, Young Rav mouse pad. Also,
you guys got to go out and support the independent comics. Like people are like, oh my god, mainstream woke and all this sort of stuff. Got to support the indie. You'll be
able to buy this shirt too, the Venus and Ryan comic shirt. You'll be able to buy that. I got VK shirt. You'll be able to buy. You'll be able to buy a Venus and Ryan and a VK hoodie. And also too, you better get tumblers. Yep.
Damn.
Yeah, we do everything in house. We do all our products in house. So yeah, you'll be able to buy these. I got different characters, different colors, different themes, and stuff like that. So if that's something that you into, or whatever. I do also make wallets and stuff like that. So you better get a VK or a Venus Orion Comics wallet. So yeah, so you'll be able to get all that stuff on the website. So I can't wait to make the announcement of that. But that's pretty much it. I'm going to conventions too. My first convention is going to be here in Philly in May. Then I got another one in June. My brothers have all the schedule where these places are located. I know we got 2 of them in Jersey that I'll be going to around June or whatever like that. So I'm doing like 4 or 5 of them so far. We still waiting to be called from the other ones to see if we got in, because you got to get in the and so it's politics with that too. Sometimes you got to have a certain amount of social media following.
Oh, I've seen all the convention stuff. Like, it's way different now.
There's a lot of politics, man. It's favorites too, man. So to get into a lot of these things now as a vendor and stuff like that. So yeah, man, that's pretty much it.
Oh, if anyone also watched this from MugenLord side, thank you for being here tonight. We had a great conversation. Wanted to ask about the mom thing, because I was like, man, man. It's one of those things where I get it. Being a deadbeat dad is bad. Obviously, that's a horrible thing. But they never put the attention on the moms that do it too. And a lot of them do it.
Well, I will say this. Now my daughter's actually talking to her mom. Her mom, out of nowhere, out of this clear blue, she came back into her daughter's life. She haven't seen her yet, but they talk almost every other day now since last year in January, like around the New Year's. Out of nowhere, she just called out of the clear blue. So now she's trying to establish a relationship with her daughter. She's older now, and I think that I love how she's handling her mom and stuff when it comes to certain things. Because I remember she came in the room and she said, "Dad, I don't know how you did it." I said, "Do what?" Like the gaslighting. Mom is the ultimate gaslighter. Like, how did you put it with my mother? I said, "Oh, you seen her for who she is and stuff like that." But she said, so she pretty much said to her mom, "Look, Mom, you're not going to admit, or you're not going to admit why, or explain to me why did you leave me. You're going to make all these excuses. I don't even want to hear them. Let's just start over again, because you're not going to tell me the truth.
Yeah,
you're not going to tell me the truth.
Keep in mind, even if she were to tell your daughter a fucking backstory, that it makes things worse. It does make things better. Yeah,
you're not going to tell me. Instead, because like I said, she would, like, her mom would say, "Oh my God, like, you've been an amazing father. Like, look at our daughter. She looks so beautiful." And then when she's with her daughter alone, she'd be talking shit about me, saying your dad was the reason why I left. Your dad was abusing me. I'm like, my daughter, like, you serious, Mom? So you left me with an abuser. That's what you're saying. So she got quiet. She got quiet. So stuff like that. So my daughter wasn't stupid and shit like that. So they didn't want to take no accountability. But when she realized that her daughter ain't fucking stupid, she stopped doing that. She stopped doing that shit. So
last thing I'll ask you, man, is anything you want to say? Closing thoughts before we head out, actually?
Oh yeah, man. I just want to say, man, thanks for having me on, man.
Anytime, yeah.
This felt more like a council session here. Because I thought we was gonna be talking about some gaming topics and stuff, but you started asking about.
Oh no, that'd be the third one. The first time I had you back on the show for the first time, it was Venus Orion comics and everything, and women. I wanted to have this one because I never asked. I never asked about that. I was completely blew my mind. I saw the video you posted. I was like, damn, what a fucking piece of shit that lady is. All I said was, just in case anything happens to her, at least your daughter did talk to her. So it doesn't feel like, I never had a chance to speak to her. But, how much is that fucking worth at the end of the day?
So, I was tired of shit. But when you say, talk about your baby mom, I was like, that woke, as I'm talking, that woke me up and stuff like that. So, I love telling stories, man. I have fun telling stories. So I appreciate you have me on and stuff, and I thank your audience for hearing me out. I know my audience is listening because I was checking and stuff, so I appreciate you guys coming through and stuff. So yeah, man, like, looking forward to doing this again, man. There's a lot more topics we can talk about and stuff too, like I would love that, man. And I love these one-on-ones. I still can't get used to being on the panel with a bunch of people. That's why I'm always quiet most of the time, because I don't know where to jump in. Everybody's talking over each other and stuff like that, so I get kind of lost in the show.
That's why whenever I had you on, it was usually maybe less than fucking 5 people, maybe 4. That's why I try to keep shows less people now, and not because anyone did anything bad. Really, it was more like the quality of the show is better when there's lesser people there. I could 2-man a show. I could 1-man a show if I really wanted to, as long as the person is interactive and they want to have conversation. It's easy, So last thing I'll tell you guys is make sure you think for yourself. If you want to, if anyone says a movie, a TV show, and whatever is bad, you yourself check it out and see if it's good.
More importantly today, now you not only have to block out the woke, man, you want to start blocking out these anti-woke crowd too. And now you really have to start thinking for yourself and researching this shit for yourself. You can't believe up either side nowadays. Because now it's about getting clicks. It's rage clicking. It's rage bait now. You have to look out for that stuff. Stop listening to these people, both sides, and start looking into this shit for yourself.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I was going to say thank you to every single person for checking out this episode of the MSK Show. Hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you guys.